been a while, guys. So before I dive into anything, let's thank the folks who have always supported us and been very vocal in our support. The first is Sword Coast Soundscapes for their incredible background audio that is playing right now. They have a Patreon, Sword Coast Soundscapes rather. Support them, please. Good people, just genuinely good people. The second set of good people is Crafty Gamer Shop, who is wonderful, releasing a whole new line of scents for the holiday season for the nerdier one in your life. Crafty Gamer Shop for the nerdier one in your life.
Or just you, if you like that kind of stuff.
Or just you, honestly. Like, if it's I know they say they're for tabletop, but frankly, I would put Forest of the Fae in every room in my house forever. Amen.
It just smells good.
It smells nice. It's a real delightful scent.
You know, I am building a house, though I might need some scents for when I move in.
Well, I will certainly give you some
That
Crafty
does make
Gamer Shop
sense.
candles.
I see what you did there.
All right, well, I'm just going to need you to leave.
I leave for 1 week.
And this all goes to shit. Okay, so with that, I think those are only announcements. Oh, another announcement on a personal note for podcast listeners. It's been 2 weeks. A lot has happened, both for personal and for D&D stuff. So it's good to be back.
I need to get the Twitter password on my new phone.
We do.
so
I haven't even reset it yet.
I mean, it's going to go to your phone, so I'll do it, and then I'll just need you to tell me.
Shoot me a text.
So-
It's been 2 weeks. It's been too long. I'm very happy to have you all back. I'm very happy to be recording, and I'm very happy for whoever's listening and enjoying this.
We missed
Maybe
you guys. We really did.
It's good to be back.
So with that,
I've got to swap spells real quick.
please do. Let's dive back in. Last time, 2 weeks ago, what seems to be an aeon, you all thwarted the efforts of Thraxata, the shadowy flame, as he attempted to wreak more havoc to the north of the Cloakwood and the River Kyanthar as it branched out into the Sea of Swords. Felling him, though not without great effort, you all were able to avenge the injury sustained to Otari, the ancient silver dragon who was gravely wounded by this dragon and seemingly a few others. In slaying this great beast, you witnessed its corpse hollow, as opposed to lie dormant and decay. It hollowed in front of you, and the interior disappear into a black vapor that slowly dissolved into the air around you, leaving nothing but the scaly husk of the entity. After sending a message to Defana, she appeared before you, and you all rested it during the evening before proceeding to the closest known location of the encampment of all of your forces working towards the Well of Dragons. As you arrived on the field of broken clay, whipping sand, cracked dirt, rock, and bone of ancient dragons, who you know from Boris's research had come here to perish years before. You all took in your surroundings, a little bit perturbed, and began to assess your next steps as a rider approached. Named Luther, who you all remember. Trevor, named Trevor, thank you. Thank you. Trevor!
Because when I heard it, I went, Trevor! Oh, hello, Trevor.
Hello, Trevor. A writer named Trevor, who you knew to be the
He's
second
young.
lieutenant to... oh, goodness. Looks through his notes? No, I got it. Second lieutenant to the Blazing Fists of Baldur's Gate. You now know taking the place of a once trusted companion that sat on the council. Rip. Nope, that's not it. You conversed for a while, then began to set up camp just to the outside and outskirts of the larger military encampment. As you all looked around, you noticed that it was very much a fresh encampment with people just beginning to approach from the northwest, which would mean they'd be coming from around the vicinity or ruins of what remains of Waterdeep, to give you kind of some context there. From there, you were informed by a weapon master of the current state of the location and asked to take part in planning as the Metallic Council was making their way to arrive the following morning, and to help and direct the forces for the ultimate assault on the Well of Dragons, which sat in the distance about, even at this vantage point, it looks to be about 2 miles away, but very, very large and looming, a bit off-putting in size. So, as the tents were set up, the magnificent mansion placed inside one of these tents, darkness beginning to fall as the sun sets over the flat, vast expanse of the Well of Dragons and its surrounding broken landscape. MSG, what would you like to do?
I was going with the quartermaster to see the alchemist lady?
Herbalist.
The herbalist, yeah.
I remember going to sleep.
I think I left everybody
Yeah, you crashed.
in the mansion to go check
Because
in.
I had
her.
such a good combat day.
It felt really good. You felt positive.
You did really well.
I could hit everything on the first try. It was no.
You felt positive about the whole experience.
You're a badass.
No.
What color was that dragon?
Red.
Red. It was the red one. That's right.
Yeah. Doc.
Kicked
Your
my
boy knows.
ass.
It's been
Ahoy.
2 weeks.
I listened to it in the span of like 3 days.
Sometimes you got
3
stuff.
days. Wow. How's the audio quality?
Got better as the episode went on.
Makes sense.
As I
It
got
wasn't bad. I mean, it was quiet. Like, with my volume up, like I still had to like.
Yeah.
But
You're
as the
turning up the
episode went
volume.
on, it got better.
So, let's see. You are going with the quartermaster, yes?
Mm-hmm.
As you walk through the encampment, you see there's a general sense of anticipation as these individuals, as I were mentioning to you previously, quite young.
because I think I called out that Trevor was like super young.
And Dathana mentioned to you that they were really kind of all that was left.
Yeah.
You take in the location. It's about a 15-minute walk as you're making your way through the encampment, weaving through the tents, and you make a mental note to kind of record where you're heading and the path
I'm just
back.
kind of quiet the whole time,
Uh,
connecting with folks,
Yeah.
seeing.
You notice there's just kind of a general disquiet from Falxian, or from Falx, as he you gather at this point your connection as to where he's taking in the surrounding expanse as well. You arrive before a tent that is, rather than a deep khaki or sand color, a more ruddy green. The tent flaps themselves seem to be well kept, with the tassel attached to a rope that is intended to and designed to open them. As it opens, you hear the quartermaster,
Ma'am, pardon me. You got a visitor here. Says he knows you by the name of Tiberone, yeah? Okay.
and
Yeah,
he,
yeah, I would nod. Yeah,
he spins on his heel,
Well, best of luck. You need me, you know where to find me.
thank you, sir.
All right.
opens up, and you see the familiar face.
I forget her name. I'm sorry.
No worries, it is, as he pours through his notes. Her name is... Oh my gosh.
That was a long time ago.
It was
That
a
was
long time
Daggerford
ago.
ago.
I have to...
That was Daggerford to go.
Right? Yeah, because
Yeah, that was... You talked with her immediately before Daggerford.
yeah, because we were still in. She was from Waterdeep, right?
Yep. It was... Let's open her up. Nope, that's not that one. It is... Trista is her name.
Okay.
She opens up... Oh, yeah, hello.
Hi.
A long time to see. A long time no see, rather. I
I
apologize.
know. Glad to see you're all right.
Well, for what it's worth.
You made it out of Waterdeep.
With most of my faculties, yes.
Good. 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 How was?
Come inside, come inside.
Yeah.
She, as she walks outside, she gestures you inside. It's a small tent. There is a cot and a number of working tables and a lot of what looked to be lightly cracked glass vials that seem to be scattered about. It is a significantly smaller grouping of these instruments than you remember seeing in a fairly large shop. And on the left side, you notice that there are a number of baskets that seem to be filled with the familiar red liquid. A number of surprisingly small number of these glass vial filled with the same sort of ruby red liquid that you've seen in the past on these, what would be potions of healing, in various sizes, across 3 baskets. Then there is a 4th that is kind of filled with a pell-mell of what look to be 2 to 3 other variety of color of liquid. As you come inside, she says, I have to tell you, I know that you wish to have the potions of speed, but unfortunately those production was interrupted.
I figured as much. It's fine.
In the meantime, we have been able to make a number of other things. Namely, the potions of healing have been the main priority, but those are mostly going towards the front. I will be setting aside a store for whatever sort of assault force we have for you and your group. I remember it was, 5 strong at the time? And we'll be setting things aside for you, but...
We're 4 now.
4.
We were 3, but we're 4.
I did hear about that unfortunate loss from Dathan, actually. That's quite sad. But in its memory, I suppose you're doing a number of great things.
There's been a lot of anger, but a lot of killing.
I've heard that tends to offset the anger.
Doesn't make it go away, but there are less bad dragons in the world.
That is true.
So, how are you?
I'm alive.
That is good. So, obviously we'll have something to do with this battle, maybe not on the front, but what can you spare for healing? I don't have much gold, but I can give you what I have.
In this time, we will merely take it as a favor. I assume that if you tend to make it out alive and accomplish what you need to accomplish, the rest of us are going to be a right sight better than we are today. So, and I hate to put that sort of pressure on you, it's not lost on me, but at this point I can spare what looks to be 2 potions of greater healing, 1 potion of superior healing, and 4 potions of healing standard. Those are all I have that I can spare for you all, and that is taking a right bit out of the group.
No, totally understand that. It's much appreciated.
That is literally all I have, and afterwards we will have to discuss the method of payment, assuming we all live. In a world ruled by an angry dragon queen, as I'm to understand it, I don't imagine we would have much in way or need of these sorts of things, so...
So... You said 2 potions of greater healing?
Yes, 2 of the great, and she kind of goes over to the baskets and pulls out what she has, and 1 potion of superior, and then finally 4 of 4 standard healing potions.
Okay, perfect.
There is another.
You said you had some other things.
I do. It depends on what you're needing or what your particular.
What do you have? You said 4
4, yeah.
regular ones.
Well, I imagine the only one that I could spare that is of high quality, because I imagine most of those potions I've designed to increase strength will be most valued on the front lines, and I imagine those you travel with have probably far exceeded those capabilities. And as you've mentioned to me previously, you are one with the bow, so... One moment, and she attempts to kind of rummage around in the back of one of the baskets for about 5 minutes or so, and as she does, you just hear her kind of muttering to herself as the sound of glass clinking on each other lightly, kind of tink 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 across it, and yes, and she pulls out, and it's a tiny diamond-shaped vial with a bit of blown glass at the base.
Mm-hmm.
It is about 3 inches in height, 1 inch in width, filled with a bright fuchsia liquid, corked in the top and sealed with wax. This is rare. I've only ever brewed it twice. The first time for myself. The second time I knew I would have a use for it, but I just did not know when. It is a potion of clairvoyance.
And what does it do?
Well, when I did it, I suppose you'd have to ask Nathana for the specifics of the spell itself, but it's brewed and enchanted with a wizard of some power, giving it the clairvoyance spell, the ability for you to be under its influence. A strange side effect is the eye that appears on the middle of your forehead. That's odd.
Oh, boy.
It goes away once done, as evidenced by my lack of a third eye, but nevertheless, that is likely the best that I can offer at this point.
I mean, I will take anything you can offer. Like I mentioned, I don't have much to pay you, but definitely when we get through the end of this.
At this point, I believe save your gold. There's not much we can...
You are still the distributor and...
I imagine as much, and that's okay.
Of
But
MSG.
I'm also telling you that we must live in order for that to be a contract that remains, so... Currently, I am hoping to... How do they say? Hedge my bets.
Very well. Well, thank you,
You're quite welcome.
Krista. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, Tiberon. Should you need anything else, I have literally nothing else to provide, but I do wish you luck.
And you. Where will you be?
Likely performing the duties that I have always performed, and that is of a medic.
Stay safe.
That's all we can hope for.
I kind of grasp her on the shoulder.
She accepts the touch and kind of nods. Now, go and get rest, because tomorrow the Metallic Council arrives, and I believe you all need to plan. I was invited. I don't like those things, so I will be here.
Planning or metallic dragons?
Planning. I love the Metallic Dragons.
They're quite nice.
They're lovely.
Yes.
A nice contrast to their chromatic counterparts.
It's been an eye-opening experience for me, to say the least.
Oh, well, we all have them. Best of luck to you.
Well, thank you, Trista. MSG's in your debt.
Well, if we make it out of this, the whole world will be, so
You're not wrong.
best of luck.
And I head back.
Making your way back through the camp, darkness has kind of fallen at this point. You go back to the tent designated, open the door to Fleetfoot's magnificent mansion, walk inside. Balasar at this point passed out on one of the massive chase lounges in the vicinity, having fallen asleep where he fell, given the level of combat that was sustained.
I'd like to send some of my servants to pick him up and move him to a bedroom.
It's going to take all of them. He's heavy. You there's, yes, sir. Yes, master. Yes, sir. They all kind of appear and gather him up and carry him to the correct vicinity. Boris is just, they will be working. And he just kind of disappears and gets to work.
I notice not. That's good. You're tired.
Out.
How would I say? If you want to, you can roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Are you awake or are you sleeping?
Oh, I'm out.
So it would only be Fleetfoot who is awake at this point, wherever you would like to be.
What are you doing?
So from listening, we set up camp. How far away are like where the other troops are gathered? Like, is it walking? Like,
It's you guys are just barely on the outskirts, and you've chosen that location to be closer to the caldera that extends up and 2 miles from the well, right? So, or to the well rather.
because it's like a day's walk to the well, right? But we're real close because he like 15 minutes. To get.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be
I
it'd be
would
about
like
10.
to walk out of the mansion, leave it up and going.
Yep.
And I want to walk through the camps playing the lute, just sort of trying to boost morale and inspire and put at ease before things
Okay.
get bad.
Make a general performance check for me, please.
Oh, I
I
didn't.
will.
That would be a natural 20 plus 17.
Okay. You, as you play, you notice that from the lute itself does extend the same sort of glowing visage that extends, but at this point you notice it kind of wrap around yourself, and you find, as you play, there are 2 duplicates of yourself that tend to play in at your side, parallel. As you play, there are a number of individuals who are seemingly notice the display, are enthralled by the magic that is in front of them, and simultaneously it takes hold as the lute, being magical itself, is able to sense the intent and emotion of the player. and you see within a current vicinity a number of the troops, as you're on your walk over the next hour or so, are seemingly uplifted, and you watch some of the burden be eased as they progress into the night.
Dathana, did I know where she was headed? Was
She has
at the
disappeared back into the camp, not really giving a location.
mansion? Okay. Once I finish, then I'll go sit outside the tent for a little while and just play switching it to a little more somber.
Okay.
And just sort of sending out to Elistray, Cherenvain, whoever, to watch over and help us out.
You got it. You can make another performance check for me, please.
A 4 plus 17 for 21.
21. You play for some time, and you do feel a slight warmth coming from the locket and amulet that you carry. Outside of that, no other physical reaction. Just a nice feeling. It'd be around this time that Tybron would approach the tent and to make his way back into the mansion.
Hey,
Hey.
so we gonna do this?
I'm gonna see who else is gonna do it.
It's true. You know, I've seen Tiamat, right? She real scary.
Yeah. It's not gonna be fun.
We don't really have another option, though, do we?
It's not gonna be easy. No, I don't think we do.
Sorry about lying about the whole hiding in a cabinet thing.
It's water under the barge now.
Large barge.
Can I give him a D6 inspiration for that joke?
That was
Damn, I thought I was gonna get it.
Water under the barge.
The large barge.
The large barge. Wonder how old Timothy's doing.
Well, you know what? When we're done with this, why don't we go find out?
Because I don't ever want to be on the water again.
We don't have to find out on the water. We can meet him on land.
That would be preferable. We're a far throw from the toads. Of,
Insides?
From the inside of toads.
Yeah, that's true. We're not in Greenest anymore. From the sounds of it, Greenest isn't in Greenest anymore. But don't worry about it.
Let's go whip this dragon's ass. You want some food? Let's get hammered.
I was actually going to suggest
So all 100 servants are
We-
moving Balasar.
we just drink.
So they should have moved. Yeah, they should have moved him by now.
Yeah. The good news is I got some healing potions.
That is good news.
Yeah, I got 7 of them.
For how much?
So do you remember Trista in Waterdeep, who is
Yeah,
the
herbalist.
the herbalist, the distributor,
Yeah,
and
the
provider?
haste potion, right?
Correct.
Did you get another haste potion?
No, that fucking dragons destroyed that thing. But she just gave us some healing potions, so we need to make it out alive to pay her.
Well, you paid for the commission for the haste potion, so make sure you take that out of.
I got 3 quite large healing potions, so we'll still probably owe her. But who knows?
What you're telling me is I'm still gonna have to play combat medic.
You'll still probably have to heal. And do that fun little crown thing.
Right?
That's a neat trick.
That was fun. That was fun.
Anyway, let's go.
Drink.
Minnie, thanks thanks for not giving up.
Thanks for not giving up on me.
You guys are the closest thing I have to a family now, so
Like the only thing I have.
well, me too. So I hold open the tent flap and I go
All right.
into.
Trying to decide whether or not I wanted to set the tent on fire. I decided not to.
I mean, not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think that
Maybe later.
in present
it-
in present company. I don't think that would
Genuinely
bode well.
crossed my mind. Be like, maybe I'll just
Yeah, right.
Let's save
just for fun.
let's save the jokes until after Tiamat's dead.
maybe a few before.
Maybe just one, one really
Or
good
2.
one. Okay.
We'll decide.
Anyway,
All right, let's drink.
Killing me. All right, you all go consume a number of beverages, eventually reaching the point where
I'll have him send drinks to Boris, whether or not he drinks them.
I don't want to
Just as
get.
a
I don't
kindness.
want to get like shit faced like college drunk. I want to get like.
Like adult drunk.
Correct. I just want to like sip on
Yeah.
whatever we're drinking to a point where I go.
Like you're in Sonoma.
Correct.
Fine.
I want to go to bed happy.
The classy adult level of hammered.
Correct. So
I'm gonna call it clamoured.
I want to go to sleep. I want to go to bed.
Are your ears gonna buzz? That's how I know.
I want to go to bed happy with that really happy.
A little tingly.
Just
Almost like giggle drunk.
I have a moment of fulfillment and purpose,
Cool.
and I just sitting there chatting with Fleet before I go to sleep and getting to connect with folks. Like I truly feel that whether I make it out of this or not, I've had a sense of purpose and I'm accomplished.
To counter that point, I'd like to have my servants send 25 empty mugs up to Balasar's room and strew them about so it will look like he got wasted. And
You
passed
just
out.
hear, yes, master.
That'll be funny.
And they float away to do your bidding.
And if you've got, can you put some makeup on him?
Oh, what should we do?
Like really,
you would have to supply the
really bad
masters.
drag.
Disguise kit.
What is it? Okay. And they take the disguise kit and we'll go upstairs.
Make him look like a ugly girl dragonborn.
They roll upstairs, and you are unaware of how it goes. But about
Nice.
an hour
I'm on
later,
fire tonight.
About an hour later, you guys are about 4
It's the
beverages in.
wine.
They come down and say, "The task is done, master."
Can't wait to see him in the morning.
Me too.
You all go to bed, feeling fulfilled, planning for the day tomorrow. Everybody receives the benefits of a long rest. So for those of you who have not, everybody receives the benefits of a long rest.
Did that, but I'll do it again.
You all awaken the following morning. Rise, feeling rested, a bit sore from your encounter, given the nature and severity of it. Move down to the breakfast table. Balasar coming to join you. Boris as well. Boris, thank you for the beer. And he just kind of takes the drinks. You've noticed Boris is a little more quiet recently, given the events with Atari and the vengeance that has been sated. He's no, but he's there with you in spirit, and physically. Balasar emerges, kind of blearily wiping sleep from his eye, and you see as he wipes on the right, beneath the right eye, the makeup is kind of smudged, and you notice that there actually is a pretty good replication of what would be like a red dragonborn mask on his face. Beautiful blue, like 90s eyeliner.
Like Madonna?
Yeah, 100%.
Like good Madonna or like sloppy Madonna?
Like sloppy. Like after a long
In fact, I
show,
want to call this
Madonna,
look
when
the
it's
sloppy Madonna.
The
when it's
sloppy
all
Madonna.
like when it's all kind of melted because of the heat and sweat. That's kind of what we're
So like
looking
more
at.
like a Cyndi Lauper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The deep black eyeliner below.
remember drinking.
You
this
drank a
many
lot.
cups.
Dude,
Like 25.
are you okay? How do you feel?
Like I didn't drink. Like I just got the shit kicked out of me.
Well, that's
But like
that's
not like I
market.
drank.
Well, I mean, you did get
That's a different kind of no.
You did,
You
but
got a
That's
different
not what I
kind of shit
mean.
kicked out of you?
Make a deception check with advantage.
who, me or
Whoever would like to.
Fleet's got this one?
19 plus, let me see here, 17.
Could you make an insight check, Balasar?
19 plus 7 was at 36.
That is what the math comes out to. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. What was the
36.
36, yeah.
No, what kind of check?
Insight.
Insight check. Let's see. Insight.
Go ahead and add that up, and
16. Double the 2 minus 0 minus 2.
Divided by 2.
16.
16, yeah. You drank a lot. You wonder if you blacked out from being tired and just consumed everything while in bed, but you drank a lot.
I like the new look, by the way.
By the way, the right side where you wiped his eye is smudged, just like across the
I
face.
hold up my little silver mirror that I always have with me. You look great.
I didn't think you were going to go for it, but you were dead set
Yeah.
on doing your makeup before the big battle. And who am I to judge?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Why is it good luck?
You guys suck.
Ooh, what are you talking about?
I don't know, but you guys suck. And I'm gonna walk to the bathroom.
I'll just give Tibbs a high five.
Now that our DM's out of the room. So,
Mickey Mouse.
Shut up.
Is it a Mickey Mouse?
It's not.
what are we gonna... It kind of looks like Mickey Mouse.
How are these?
They're delicious. I need to stop eating them so you can have some. So Balasar,
Yeah.
to let you know, got some healing potions.
Nice.
Yeah, I got one really big one,
Mm-hmm.
2 smaller ones, and 4 tiny ones.
How much you pay for them?
0. But we're gonna owe her a lot of money when we make it out of this alive.
Did you ask her how much?
Nope. We're going on faith right now.
She's hedging her bets, because if we all die,
Correct.
we don't owe her nothing.
However, it's Trista from Waterdeep, the same lady that I was getting that speed potion from. So we did give her 1,000 gold, like 3 months ago.
Attaboy.
I mean, I just hope she doesn't upcharge us because, you know, they were given us to us.
Well, I mean,
I
if-
mean, we can just charge her for saving the world.
Yeah, if we kill a god, I think we're even.
I think that's a wash.
I mean, should we just go pay for them?
No.
I mean,
No.
I don't have that much.
She's probably gone by now.
It's gonna be a lot.
I mean, yeah.
I don't remember you getting any potions.
Anyway, before we go out and do that, we should probably distribute them. Since he tends to get hit a lot, do you want him to have the really big one?
Go for it.
Here, I give you the superior.
I'm good.
Do you want any?
I mean, I still have a couple.
Okay, then can I keep the 2 greater and the 4 regulars for now?
Go for it.
Cool.
I still have.
Do you have? Did you have? You still had some too, right?
I'm trying to look at my equipment, but
I don't remember if we had any. Well, I'll just give you the big one for now. If you
Oh.
want more, just let me know.
I don't have any more potions.
Do you want 2 small ones?
Yeah, I'll take 2 small ones.
So I give you the superior. Oh, I also got this potion of clairvoyance. I don't know what the hell it does.
I've got a potion of gaseous form. I've been waiting to drink it.
That's right, you do.
Was it
Wow,
just
that's a
2
throwback.
potions of healing?
Yeah.
Good on your inventory management.
Yeah.
You certainly do.
Unless you want more. I got 4.
That's enough. Potion of clairvoyance. You said?
There was a moment
Bless
I
you.
was going to use it because
Bless you.
I was really big, but then we
Bless
got
you.
out some other way. I was like,
I'm
"Stop,
okay."
So close.
Excuse me.
I have 2 potions of healing, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I just want to have some in case I need to heal the combat medic. Boris, do you want any? Sorry, you
1.
1? Okay. I give Boris 1.
So I need to talk to Taz Michaela when
I'd
they
love
get here.
I'd love to talk to. It was Atari that got hurt, right?
Yes, so
Love
I
to
would
talk to
say,
Atari.
yeah, you would know that the Metallic Council from the day prior had said that they would be returning this morning.
I think we all have business, and we're gonna probably have something to do with this planning. I don't have a military background, Balasar. I know that's kind of your area of expertise, but
I don't really know their troops, so
I'm really thinking
I'll
we
help
should.
where I can, but
I'm really thinking that
I think we just go in and kill.
we should go in behind the lines, and this army should be a diversion. Pull the attention, and we can sneak in.
We'll see what they
Thoughts?
think when they get here.
Yeah.
Because I got.
I like your plan, but I also don't like not being at the front.
Would you rather be at the front fighting peons and pawns, or do you want to go take down Tiamat?
You know Balthasar? That's right up his alley. Peons and pawns are his thing.
This is true.
Wherever I'm most needed, I will go.
Well, let's talk to the council then.
Okay. Do you all exit the mansion?
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's destroyed.
Aww. You leave and there's no. Okay. You all exit the mansion into the tent. Once more, emerging. The arcane magic, after the 8 hours, dissipates. You all navigate around the vicinity, and you see crusting of the horizon as it's quite early, the silhouettes of what look to be about a dozen massive flying figures just beating on the skyline coming your direction. As they do, they land what looks to be shortly outside the camp, and you notice the same familiar figures of the Metallic Council, along with a handful of other, so 5 dragons of the Metallic Council and 7 others that look to be of varying sizes, but all of them look to be, at least in your experience, having seen a number of dragons, at least adults or older, in terms of the metallic dragons that have come with. They all change form into their more easy to navigate humanoid-like forms, although possessing an unearthly grace that belies their draconic ancestry. And they make their way into the camp itself. As they do, you are assaulted continuously by the ever-present drone at this point. Almost every hour on the hour, the Drakhorn playing repeatedly, over and over again.
I can't wait to destroy that fucking thing.
Can we do that first?
I might need to.
Balasar, you are significantly affected by this, as whenever it does, there is a very clear bristling of the scales, this just persistent... like that.
Fleet, can you play louder than that thing?
Plug your ears. I will give you things to plug ears, okay? Take it. Put in ears and be good to go. No? Okay.
Nah.
It's a terrible sound, I agree.
Thanks, but
I'll just prestidigitation notes by his head.
Now you hear a strange accompaniment with this low and pervasive Drakhorn, as at this point you recognize specifically, Balasar, that you feel it more than hear it. It is this constant reminder of the entities but miles away from your location. You make your way through the camp, finding yourself in the central portion of this encampment where there is a large tent located of red fabric that displays over the edge with the crest of Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, and let's see, who else? Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Daggerford, and a nation that you will have not visited, emblazoned on a shield's crest that sits on the outside of this tent with the curtains pulled back. You notice there is a large table with a number of figures denoting, at least on this map, the general Sword Coast landscape and the surrounding vicinity, and familiar individuals surrounding the table. You notice the entirety of the Metallic Council, Conrad Braun Anvil, Dathana Forest Walker. Oh, pardon me. Let's go back into the... Delan Winterhound, who you have not seen since the original inception of the Lord's Alliance. Ontharr Froome. And Laeral Silverhand. King Melindrock at this point is also walking towards the tent, and as he approaches...
I thought you said he was killed.
Melindrock?
Yeah.
No, Melindrock was not killed. Melindrock was taking his troops in a separate direction.
After we got back from telling him his son was
Yes.
cray.
He sent the message. He sent the other message to Fleetfoot when
I
you
thought we
guys-
got back and I threw the head and I said, "Where's the king?" And they said he was killed.
No.
I must have been mistaken. I'm sorry.
Melindrock. So I believe of the known individuals you do know were killed, you know that Dagolt Neverember was killed, who was the original lord over the Lord's Alliance. Uldur Ravengard, who was the original Grand Marshal of the Flaming Fist. Terran Hornblade, who was one of the sole wizards on the council outside of Dathana. Sir Estival, who was a paladin of Lathander, who you all met. Ramalia Haventree, unfortunately, also you found passed away, who was another contact at the Harpers. There are some individuals who have unknown status.
Okay.
In the
Sorry, I
vicinity. No worries.
must have misremembered.
As King Melindrock approaches, it's good to see you all this morning. I imagine we have a great deal to discuss, but I want to let you know the elves and the eldritch knights of my people are making their way towards the southern end of the caldera. Yeah, but another half day's march.
So are we on the northern end
You are currently in the center of the encampment, housing the
of
majority
the caldera?
Oh, you? So
Yeah.
where the caldera sits, you all sit immediately to the west.
Okay,
about
so they're
10, 12
trying
miles
to
away.
flank
They're
a little
swooping on
bit.
the south, and then this is the central force of those who have come from Waterdeep. Conrad Braunanvil has not let you know where the dwarves are yet, but you imagine, given what he's said in the past, they are coming down from the north for a more northerly assault. As you approach, he came out. Well, I'll see you inside, I suppose. Here we are.
Is Atari out here?
Looking inside the tent, give me a perception check as you search for her.
13.
Looking in, you are able to just barely glimpse the form of Atari. She is noticeably limping, but she is present. Do you all walk inside? As you all enter, the kind of general clamor stops. And you all are greeted with the steely gaze of the individuals in the room as they take you in, and there's a general sense and sensation of controlled dread at the coming task.
Thought you meant at us walking in.
At the upcoming task, just kind of this understanding of
Shit, MSG's here.
as you approach, Dathana leans forward. Well, I suppose there's nothing really left for us to do but talk about what's going to happen.
I think it's fairly simple, right? We're
I-
going to kill a god.
I believe in theory, yes.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Great.
You hear Conrad pipe up. Frankly, I like the way he thinks. Honestly, we could talk it all day. But when push comes to shove, we got four fuckers who really want to kill a goddess. Don't mean to correct you at all, Tiberon, but she is a female. I mean, at least I suppose so. I've never looked under her little underbit. And you're, Conrad, calm down, please.
She's got 5 heads, doesn't she? We don't know they're all female.
Well, then
Later.
you get into the question. Never mind. The heads as opposed to the body. Conrad knows what I'm talking about.
You kind of hear Laeral.
Does she have
snickering in
5
the background.
personalities? Does it have 5
Well, each
personalities?
head is a different personality.
Should we
They have
ask how it
different brains.
identifies? What it
Are they
identifies
allowed
as?
to date each other?
I don't know.
What happens if they don't like one the other one's dating?
Atari kind of leans on the table and says, "These are all excellent questions.
Atari, how are you?
I hurt.
It's good to see you.
I
good to see you
I
all
hear
as
that.
well. I'm given to understand by the look of your armor, this has been quite a trying time.
That.
I mean, you could use some
I
polishing.
mended it.
It's fixed. It just needs polished.
It does certainly look as if he's been through a tough time.
Well, yeah.
I spit on him and I take my
That's
cloak
not what I
and then
meant.
just polish his chest
It's
a
just
little
this
bit.
grime of loogie that just kind of covers the front, and then it slowly shines to a spit polish. Atari looks puzzled for a
I'm
moment.
on fire today.
Atari looks puzzled for a moment. So, you do ask a good question within all of the jest. Yes, the 5 heads do operate independently.
Question
Good
one.
to know.
From what we know, the red tends to dominate the others.
So red first. Check.
But that does not make her vulnerable in any way. These are 5 separate intelligences operating together.
Red last?
No, red first. One less head.
Protanther leans forward.
I would tell you what we know of the ritual,
Yes.
which is not much, to be fair. Nothing of this scale has been attempted. Tiamat currently resides in the realm of Asmodeus, the deepest pit of the 9th level of hell.
Would really like to not have to go there.
I would prefer it if you did not either.
It could be fun.
The
Bruh.
ritual is, from what I've been able to read in the old texts, generated and fueled through mass sacrifice. Through a concentrated effort of a variety of wizards of great power, of which the Severin you mention is one. I believe he will be the focal point of this, so in true fashion, I believe he will be well protected.
You see him lean back and kind of brush the blonde hair out of his face, and he just kind of runs it through. You see it's a sign of not stress, but just kind of weariness at sharing it with you.
We have sent the Harpers out to scout the vicinity as well as the Zinterim. Yes, even those two do align in this time.
As he kind of takes in the shocked looks of the individuals around the vicinity.
I believe when the world is on the line, it makes for some strange bedfellows.
You mentioned a sacrifice?
Mass sacrifice.
What you all missed on the trek in is a trail of bodies that is seen even from the sky as we fly.
But do
From
they
Dragon's
sacrifice on the way or when they get here?
That is because of the forced march, Fleetfoot.
Ah,
So they haven't sacrificed anybody.
they're marching them here to sacrifice them.
Those are just the ones that couldn't keep up.
These number in the thousands. A general
they're the
populace of the majority of the large cities in the vicinity of those who are not able to escape the raids. Populations of Daggerford, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate are all known to be here. The green fields and the smaller villages have been evacuated. El Shirel has been untouched, although they are sending their aid here with the help of, and he nods towards Antharfrum, of Antharfrum.
So what would you ask of us?
Well, that is an excellent question. We believe you are the best people to infiltrate and assault. There are a number of tunnels formed by lava that once flowed in this vicinity that lead to the entrance of this caldera.
Which way is it?
There are multiple, depending on which way you would like to go, but the scouts are bringing back that information. They were deployed 2 nights prior. We believe they will return this evening.
I think we're best suited not on the front line, but
I would agree.
doing a little bit of what MSG does best. Get shit done.
Well, I believe that is the case, and we would prefer you not be on the front line, frankly.
If they get back this evening, then we leave this evening.
It could have been fun, though.
Travel the
I
tunnels.
believe it
and
would
the road.
have.
Balasar, there will be plenty of fun to be had.
Although I do believe that this frontal assault will not be met by any sort of... My fear is it will not be met by human influence. It will be more draconic and demonic. If your
we
reports hold
Closed
any
the
truth.
Dragon, or the portal.
I heard from Dathana.
And Dathana leans in. Yes, I've let them know of your deeds. You've done a great service for myself and the Cloakwood, as well as stopping this stepping point for more unsavory entities, actually. So thank you.
So we wait till the scouts get back?
Figure out the best.
So how do we stop the ritual? We stop the mass sacrifice?
We kill the wizard.
Otari leans.
We've killed every worm speaker except Severin the Red, correct? Nirenvain is gone.
Nirenvain has perished.
Rasmir's gone. Verim's imprisoned or killed at this point. I'm not sure what you've done with that dwarf.
Conrad.
Oh, don't worry. I fucking killed him myself. It was a great sort of service.
Severin. What about Galavan the Blue? Did we run into him?
You'll maim that man in Waterdeep.
Okay. So we only have Severin left.
How hard can it be?
Otari leans. Well, to be fair, there is still a white worm speaker, a woman named Talise. She stepped into Verim's empty seat.
Okay, so 2 worm speakers.
We have 2 left. Talise, what do you know about her?
Cunning, loathed Dresmere, likely supported the appointment of other worm speakers. Just because one falls does not necessarily mean they're gone forever. There are people waiting in the wings, as it were.
Correct, but they have some catching up to do.
You're not wrong there either. But just to be totally clear, from what we know of the cult's activity, which is limited, unfortunately, but from what we do know of their activity based on your knowledge, this is what we could best assume.
So we have 2 rim speakers.
So
So
where do the tunnels come out at? Do we have any idea?
Well, it seems as if they would come out in the center of the caldera in various different locations. I can't tell you.
That is why we've sent the scouts.
and is that where the sacrifice is done? In the center of the caldera?
We don't know. It is too dangerous for us to fly above. There are other chromatic dragons just as old as we are.
So hear me out. We've got Severin the Red, who's gonna be a bitch, but we have this new white one who's newly appointed, doesn't know what's going on, trying to prove herself.
Fleetfoot, at this point, you recognize the name Talise?
Could
You
we?
bargained with Talise.
Could we
Caravan?
get some information out of her?
The lodge. This was back when Quentin was with you.
I blocked all that time out.
Yes. So I would say, upon Talise being heard, you and Balasar, not Boris, but only you and Balasar would recognize the name Talise. You did, in fact, broker a deal with Talise.
We need information, so could we get it out of this Talise?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
I know nothing of her. Do you? Do you guys?
The ritual is set to begin on sunrise.
So we leave tonight. Do we know where anything about...
So we have to enter the tunnels tonight then.
Yeah. That was the plan.
Assuming intelligence gets back and tells us things that are positive. Regardless, we would like to equip you with the mana to get to your destination. Although, again, much of our decisions hinge on the information coming from these scouts. Which leaves us in a rather unfortunate and precarious situation, which I'm sure you all understand as well. It's for all of us.
So where will you be during this battle? Front line?
Well, that is what we are here to discuss. We would appreciate your input. So,
He leans back.
I will allow each of these individuals to tell you of their forces, and then I will inform you of what I know of the army we are facing, and you can assist us in allocating resources effectively. I believe at least one of you has military strategy experience.
I will do
And
my
he kind
best.
of looks
Tell me
over
what you know.
pointedly at you, Balasar. Conrad leans in. All right, so you know what I'm dealing with. We got dwarves coming down from the north. They should be arriving here by no later than mid-afternoon. They're a force of about 250 strong. A range of fighters and paladins. To the Dawnforge. Bright light, big hits, hammers go boom.
We're getting
Melindrock.
here at noon.
Aye.
Second
Little
wave.
King Melindrock. My Eldritch Knights are making their way south now. They're a force of 100 strong. They are all seasoned, the oldest and best warriors, and those that were able to survive the assault on the Misty Forest.
So they're like
Balasar,
Val-
you yourself understand their skills, being a knight yourself. They are currently in position to the south. Half days, no, from here, full day's walk from our location. But
They
we can
could
send
f-
messages.
They could flank from behind, maybe.
Pincer move from the side.
Listen, I can talk military strategy all day long. I'm not going to know what it means, but I know you hit somebody from behind when they don't know you're there.
Well, that is only part of the resources, and at this point, Delan Winterhound leans in. It's been some time since I've seen you all. His lithe, elven features greet you. For you, Tyron specifically, you recognize an immediate kindred spirit in this individual with the same sort of look and garb and bow slung over the back. It's been some time since I've seen you all, but you have returned one of our members. I'm not sure who all was there, but this was deep within the caverns of the old Thieves Guild. You remember him? You found him chained? One of our druids.
Beneath the city?
Yes, beneath Waterdeep itself.
Yes.
Yes.
His return, and safe return, has aided us considerably. Eredil was his name. We have a number of interesting resources. In our troop, we carry druids and rangers. Those abilities and capabilities, Tyberon, I'm sure you're quite familiar with. But we also carry with us treants. They have made their way, but the journey is slow. The nutrients in the land are non-existent.
What would I know about treants?
You can give me a nature check, please.
Can any of our draconic friends
13?
help them?
13. You would know that they are very large tree folk.
Okay. And which direction do you come from?
We are making our way from the due east, from behind. I have instructed the Emerald Enclave to settle there.
And
And
your
await my instruction.
and your druids, are they
A variety of professions, although lacking, given the...
are they shapeshifters? Or are they?
We have a few.
Okay.
The circles are all represented in equal measure. We are also carrying with us, thanks to a hastily made deal, a number of the lycanthropes. Specifically, werebears.
You guys,
They were a tribe quite isolated to the south that we were able to persuade.
how many are you?
Our numbers are we number at 70.
What if you worked on infiltration?
We could ask, but I will send a message. Then you also hear...
And then wait until the fighting is deepest and...
Why don't we go in first? They'll all begin to move in.
Yeah.
Then all the outside forces move in, and that gets them that much closer to us.
Ontharr Froome leans in.
That's not all, gentlemen. You have a couple more things. Well, here, I brought with me about 50 paladins strong in this camp, as well as about 50 more fighters. That is what makes up this small encampment here, as well as a personal guard. You also have Trevor and his flaming fists. Their numbers have been decimated. They are 20 since the fall of Baldur's Gate. Alongside that, you also have
a number of spies, as there is this lithe elvish woman who walks in the room covered in dark guard. You would recognize this individual immediately. Fleetfoot is a high-ranking official of the Zentarim. We are all in position, and our scouts are out. We number at 40. Not
Which
a large
means
force.
80.
You see a slow grin curl up your lips. In each position. Of that, 10 was sent with our harpers. At which point there is a voice that's familiar behind you of Leosin Aladra who steps out. And, you all know... Hey, guys!
Hello,
Wish we could meet
Leo.
under better circumstances.
Leo.
The other Leo.
He kind of fiddles with his shirt for a minute. The harpers have been pretty decimated, and we only have about 50 of us in total. But another 10 were sent with the Zentarim, and we should be hearing back from them around the same time, assuming nothing goes horribly wrong. Missives were sent out recently, but...
So who do you suggest lead the vanguard, the front line?
Sounds like our friend the Paladins and Fighters
The
show.
paladins and fighters?
And the dragons can support if need be.
With the,
Protanther kind of leans in.
You also have
the,
2 dozen
the
metallic
decimated
dragons.
20, unfortunately, should go with them as
Flame
well.
Fist.
You know?
We can send other groups through the tunnels, too. I say we flood what we can.
We need to come at them from all angles.
From
we
above,
see
this
what the
land
scouts-
is...
We have the dwarves coming in from the north. We'll have the group coming
the
from the
elves from the
side.
south.
The rangers and the druids from
And
the east.
the Ents and the Druids can come in right after the vanguard to bolster the attack. And then we'll show up somewhere in the middle to fuck shit up.
Or we could sneak past everything while the main battle is
I think we
happening.
go in first.
Yeah, well, we go in first, but when the main battle happens and it draws everyone away from the caldera,
That's when we'll come out of the tunnel.
that's when we can strike. We
What I know of
we
the
stop
well-
we stop the ritual and
It is at least 550 feet across in one direction, 400 in another, making a diameter of, well, you do the math.
No.
good thing we have a carpet.
But that is at its peak. At the base, it is at least 2,000 feet across. The spires of lava and rock have hardened, leaving the assaulting visage you see there. And he kind of points over his shoulder to the massive jutting stonework. Miles in the distance, you're able to notice its height. And from the center, you see a tower that extends of what looks to be lava that has hardened over time. And inside there, I imagine most of our wizards are conducting a ritual. I am hoping that we have word that tells us that there are tunnels that are unused, blocked, or otherwise out of sight that we can send you to. You're too valuable of assets to put in harm's way in the front lines. And I am sure you will amass a fairly large body count.
What's
once
the
inside.
weather like right now?
Looking around, it is dry. You notice that the caldera itself and the surrounding territory around the well is empty of life outside of those humans who are living here and have decided to take up camp. It seems that the constant drone of the Drakhorn has driven most other life mad and from the region. Most of the villages and handfuls of hamlets are blood-stained ghost towns for the most part.
You said so. The weather is
Sandy, dry, hot sun beating down on you. You would also notice that in the vicinity,
So no clouds.
at this juncture, no.
forgive me. Your druids. Do any of them possess the ability to control the weather?
That is a high-level skill. I will send word, and I'll let you know.
Can you give us some cover?
If they have the skill, I will request it. But understanding that my knowledge of the magic is it would take a number of individuals, quite a bit of power to do something of that scale. I will ask.
Just
I cannot say no because simply I have not requested our archdruids to do something of this nature for some time. But I will ask.
Just a thought.
And you
It's
see
my
him kind
thought
of,
to get us in, but if it's like this, there's no point.
We're gonna have to be very,
We would be
very sneaky.
just... Yeah.
So it sounds like we have a plan.
And we do.
Come
Hopefully
at them from
our
all sides.
Runners will come back and let us know what our path is tonight.
as you are talking once again, the horn.
You mentioned equipping us.
Well, we have limited resources, but I'm understanding that your bow would take our scales. If you would like another, I could give you one.
With all due respect, it's been promised.
Otari, that's actually for me, Protanther, and I will be giving
already
it to
gave me
you
one.
shortly. Protanther?
He has the gold one, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is.
Yeah, he already gave me one.
Well, good enough. He forgot.
Is that the one that shrank when you grabbed it and you put it in your pack? Because you got one and it wouldn't go in because it was too soon.
It was a red scale.
Yeah, the red scale wouldn't go in, and then I got the tooth.
You have a bronze and a gold.
Bronze and gold. With all due respect, Protanther. That
understand.
spot is saved.
Of course, that's for me. Don't worry. I'll get you in soon. I will check with the quartermaster and see what they have available. Most of the resources have been... I've given to understand you've seen Trista.
We have.
Dathana leans in. And she's equipped you well, yes? I would hope so. It's been a long relationship with her.
Yes, as well as she could.
Well, given the
With some
circumstances, yes.
understanding, yes, absolutely.
Well, I say...
Any bits of magic you could spare?
Or I'll pull out my loot. The last gem for this. Sorry, Taz Michaela. I got 3 of the 4.
You see Laeral, having not ever looked at this for an extended period of time, looks at it closely. I may have something. Although, I'd have to check.
Please do.
Can you wait a day? Just a day. Towards the end of the day today.
That's yes. That yes.
It's a bit of an incantation I have to go and try within my quarters.
Can I come with you?
Fleetfoot, I appreciate that, but it is the private stores that I have access to that I typically don't show. Dathana, Laeral, after all these years and all they've done, still, Laeral, you know what it means to... Fleetfoot, if you'd like to sit outside, you can.
I would love that.
Okay. Does that do, Dathana? Yes, it actually does. Well done.
Anything maybe to offer extra protections?
Conrad leans in.
Make us swifter, stronger?
I'll talk with the dwarves. I'm not sure
Quieter.
what we have left. At best, we might be able to supply you with some sort of spell that'll get you there in one piece, but you all have got a right side of equipment, and there's not much more that we
Still
can
got
do.
one attunement spot open, so...
We'll check on our stores.
Actually, yeah, I might.
We'll check on our stores, but you also need to know that whatever you find inside there is going to be mountains of treasure from all cities of the realms.
This is true.
I imagine that it's going to be quite available, given the pardon me, my friends, but the nature of dragons to hoard.
Would they bring their hordes here, though?
If they are looking to revive the queen of all chromatics,
They gonna
it
have
would need a
somebody-
hoard larger than anything we've ever seen.
Well, maybe we'll find some good loot.
Bring.
Very well.
Well, we will set about our ways, communicate what you will, and have ready to meet here again in the evening, when runners return.
Before I go, I'll just kind of... Folks, anything to add?
You notice that the majority of the dragons immediately shift their attention to the bow, while the remaining individuals, outside of like Melindrock and Dathana and Laerol, typically they have the same sort of reverential look, but everybody else is kind of confused. You hear a low grumble, just
My kin, you go to fight an ancient evil.
and you all hear this echoing inside your head.
Know that she will stop at nothing. So respond in kind. Tooth, claw, nail, breath, whatever it takes. Rip them from the sky.
Then he goes quiet.
Whatever it takes. I leave the tent.
Okay. You see as Tybron turns and leaves, everybody else begins to disperse and make their way, seemingly fairly impacted by the call to action.
I'm just gonna go outside and sit down and have a moment with folks.
Okay. You all,
I'm following
Boris leaves with you.
for the incantation.
Okay. As you leave Laerol, it's going to be a bit of a time. Would you meet me here close to sundown, and perhaps I can have it done then? I have to set up the ritual.
Can I help with anything? Speed it up?
I appreciate the offer, Fleetfoot, but unfortunately this magic is my own.
Okay. If
Also-
it completes the loot, that's fine.
You could ask Dathana. She could likely help you with some parts of the ritual, but it's my own magic. I've just spent a great deal of time crafting the spell.
Well, if we make it through, you gotta show me something.
I believe we will owe you a great deal, so one bit of spell work is well worth living in a world not ruled by an evil goddess.
Agreed. Sundown here.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So, what would you all like to do in the meantime? It is at this point about just after midday, so I would say about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You met for the better part of about 4 hours. 5 hours.
I would just like to sit and kind of meditate, but I really want to kind of talk to Falks and make sure he's okay with me wielding him into something that might turn out not to be the outcome we're looking for.
You receive a response from him that is just, there's no words, but there is just genuine reassurance and almost a trepidation and excitement. Kind of like the trembling of muscles before a jump is what the general sensation you receive. He seems to be saving words and energy.
I would just kind of like to promote a feeling back of how honored I am that he has chosen me.
Okay.
And when I end just the meditation, I guess I would just kind of under my breath rev up my motorcycle.
Yep.
and just kind of say, I really wish I could have seen you in your entirety.
You receive a nod of a bit of affirmation, and he continues on his.
That's it. And I just sit and wait.
You got it.
Pull out a pipe and just relax.
The woman from the Zentarum. Did
Yes.
she turn and go? Is she gone?
She has remained inside the tent.
I'd like to go up to her.
Okay, you approach. She looks at you and says, "Hello."
Sorry to give away the secrets back there.
It's fine. It really meant 120.
I know.
I suppose I can drop form. And she kind of, the elf washes away, and you see in front of you a horned tiefling with deep red skin, almost crimson. It's been a long time, Fleetfoot.
It has. Quite a lot has happened.
I'm sure you don't remember Rion Nightshade.
Rion?
I took very little part in your training. I did not necessarily agree with Jomna's methods.
Jamna.
Barbaric. She's dead now. It's fine.
We were on a caravan, and she almost blew my cover so much.
Well, sloppy.
What about the servant that was with her that never talked?
Unfortunately, he has also perished. He
Hate
was in
that
the clockwork tunnels. We found a body there.
for- We've been there.
I know, that's why we went.
So, the White Worm speaker.
Yes, Talise.
Do we gotten any word back? I know you sent spies ahead of the spies.
She is vicious. She is cruel, calculating, and malice-driven. She has appointed 2 other worm speakers who were not able to gain their names, both within the spot of the black worm speaker and the blue worm speaker, seemingly waiting their demise. She is going to be one of the main focuses of the ritual. All of the worm speakers will be settled across a number of towers inside the caldera. That is the information we could gather. Severin himself will be seated at the center. You, or at least one of your companions, possess the black dragon mask, yes?
Yes.
They have joined the remaining 4 to create something called the Mask of the Dragon Queen. This mask is used as a channeling focus.
In the
With-
central tower?
Yes, with our one Severin. Thankfully, because you possess one of the masks, it would make, at least in my best approximation based on the skills of... I'm not into wizardry. My patron and I typically do not deal in that, but given the information that he has whispered into my mind, she'll be weakened, although not greatly, but perhaps enough to give you a fighting chance. You would do better, though, to apply pressure to the points that might also weaken her more. Do I make myself clear?
The outside towers. And we're to do this just the 4 of us?
We have individuals placed inside the caldera. However, they are not of your power nor skill. I believe you either underestimate yourself or are asking for people to go with you to die. Both of those things are foolish.
It would slow them down getting to us.
It would slow you down getting to them.
So we take out the towers to weaken.
You may not need to destroy the entire force, but the person inside channeling the spell might be a good target.
It's more fun to destroy the whole thing.
As sure as I am that is true, I'm not sure that it is a wise decision.
So there's 4 other dragon masks.
Yes, and they are combined.
The white, the black, and the red.
Well,
And then
there's
the mask of the dragon
You
queen.
possess the black. It is the blue, the white, the green, and the red. Those have been combined into the mask of the Dragon Queen. It seems that when you took the mask off of Resmir, the mask was joined and created. And Severin never left it out of his sight. Understand that normally I am not this open with information. However, even the Zinterim understand, as I'm sure you know, a world where we are able to maintain our status quo is far better than a world ruled by an evil goddess, so...
And information will win the fight.
Absolutely, as it always has and always will. I'm also not one who would like to see thousands of innocents slain. It's a rare bit of altruism.
That's what makes us different than the others.
Well, I suppose so.
Thank you for revealing your true form.
You're welcome. And with that, she shifts back into the Dark Elf. In this interim, there are those who we choose to place trust. Those individuals rise through the Black Network. Some of them reach my status, a nightshade. Should you choose to come back, you might have a future. Should you not, I hear the Harpers are recruiting. And she turns and walks away.
I'll go sit next to Tibbs. You're still meditating, yeah?
I'm done by this point. I'm just...
Anything you'd like to be doing, Balasar, this time? Because Boris is going to go, and I'm going to say he's probably going to
I
take
would
some
have
time.
liked to have gone to get lunch,
Okay, you're able to go
taken
to
a
the
short
mess.
nap,
Okay.
and then some light calisthenics.
All right. I would say that
There's
you
a
were
battle
able to
coming up.
you were able to locate the mess hall, eat with a
Up,
number of other individuals
down,
who are
touch the
awestruck
ground.
by your presence, and you were able to take a quick little nap and then begin your sparring. I will say that your skill, you pretty overmatch. You overmatch a lot of the people there, so it takes a while to get sufficiently
light
warmed up.
calisthenics?
Yeah, it takes a while to get sufficiently warmed up. Fleetfoot and Tybron, and this time I would say Boris is also there to watch and kind of cheer you on from the outside, just making his snide remarks about how you're kicking the shit out of kids. So, as Boris would. Tybron and Fleetfoot, and this time, what would you like to do?
I will pass on to Tybron about the towers and the masks. We have a little bit more of a direction when we get in there.
Okay.
We might actually come out all right on this.
So we need to take down this white rim speaker? Is that my understanding?
So there's towers around that are channeling to the central tower,
Okay.
which is the ultimate goal. But the worm speakers are in the towers surrounding. And so, because we have the black dragon mask, it weakens it a little, and if we take out the others, we'll weaken it even more.
We have to take out all of them, or
We don't have to, but the more we
Just
take
one
down,
of
the
them.
easier the fight and longer the ritual. We buy ourselves time.
so we start with the black?
I don't know where they are, but I think we get in and go for the closest tower and
Okay.
take care of what's in there, whoever is in there.
Let's do it.
I would say at this point, night has fallen, and you notice the other individuals are kind of gathering. At least dusk is approaching, gathering in the vicinity. Your activity's complete, and as you do, you notice that there are 3 individuals that are new. One, a gnome male wearing what looks to be Harper regalia. The other, another tiefling female. This time with deep purple skin. And then a human male. So the tiefling female and human male, both wearing Zintrum regalia, and the other individual, they're in deep and heated conversation. As you then see, from leaving from the tent, the entirety of the metallic dragon. And as she leaves, Atari walks by you. Take this. We must go listen to the testimony. And slams into your hand a silver dragon scale. We'll get to that in just a bit.
I'll put it right in.
Let me get that there. Thanks, D&D Beyond, because I'm going to roll over here and add it. As you approach, Protanther immediately sits back and says,
Okay, so tell me once more. And our friends have joined. And after that, I will be taking my leave.
and he leaves behind with Atari, leaving the remaining humanoids of the council, and including Conrad Browneville, King Melendrock,
So the dragons aren't staying.
and they have left in what seems to be a hurry.
Did you get your thing?
Not yet. He said sundown.
Vatva, is it? Oh, yeah. I would also say that Laeral is not present. Not at this current juncture.
Do I know where he said, like, to sit outside? Like, where his room or his
So
study?
she
She.
she would have given you some loose directions. You would know it would be because of the deep blue at the exterior of the tent, and it would have been a little bit strange. But you would continue to, you would hear the sound of casting inside, but you would not
Sit.
So, let's go in here. I have to get these added in public for you guys, so hold please. So, you all enter the tent. What would you like to do?
They were in a hurry. Are you the scouts?
You see the little gnomish man.
Yes, we were. My name is Abon Terrafort, and these are my two compatriots. And
The human male kind of cuts him off.
And frankly, my friend, we're all that remains of the task force sent to scout. I'm afraid the information we have for you is not necessarily what you want to hear. But first, let's get to the actual layout of the tunnel system, and then I suppose from there we'll... Actually, let me ask you. Would you like the good news or the horrible news first?
Horrible news.
Horrible news.
Yep.
Well, it seems as if the tears inside the... Have y'all heard of the negative plane?
Have I heard
It's
of
not
the...
a plane I've heard of, no.
So I would say everybody give me an Arcana check.
19?
8.
10.
One moment, gotta look it up.
Okay.
Nick, can I have a water?
Yeah.
No, I prefer Gatorade, but I'll take a water.
There's something wrong with your medulla oblongata.
How would you know? Have you seen it?
Colonel Sanders.
Sorry, I want to make sure you guys get these items. Tybron, if you would like to look at Ancient Silver Scale, you can add it into your inventory.
I would like to do that. I will press refresh again.
Oh, that's why.
I'll do it again.
I usually have to log out and log back in.
Now it's there. You should get it now. Okay. So, the tiefling woman lives in... Okay, so, well, there's actually a lot I want to tell you. The negative plane, for those of you who rolled... What were the rolls again? We had 10,
19.
19 and...
Like a 8.
8. So Tiburon and Balasar, this is lost on you. Fleetfoot. The negative plane sits between the abyss and the hells, and it is known as an absence of energy and of life. It is known to be something that literally negates all good radiant force. It is small in its pocket, but it is powerful there and serves its purpose of acting as the balancing to what is known as the High Celestial.
It's not good.
Perfect.
It's like you got the good and the bad, and it balances, so it's not...
So you take the good, you take the bad,
You put them together,
and you have...
the facts of Tiamat.
Oh, goody. Let me try this again.
So, what essentially we have is they've tapped into it and they're able to open rifts at will within a certain range. We don't know what the range is. It might be here, it might not be. We don't know. We were only able to uncover it because there was this strange sort of like white individual, not like the color, but like the decaying kind, who, well, frankly, he doesn't necessarily like the way in which he's been treated or the way that the cult is gone. He's much more of like the we want to raise Draco Liches sort of cult. I believe his name is Neogoth. Neogoth Blade Lord. But he's a white, you know, so he's like a walking around dead person. Not quite a lich, but not quite like undead, you know. Semi-intelligent.
That's all white by me.
It's terrible. Anyway, I know you. Never mind. So, with that being said, that's not great. We imagine that if they decided and they knew of our location or in the locations of either camps, that there might be an attack. If they open the rifts to the negative plane, frankly, we don't know what will spill out. We do know that the negative plane is not a great place. It's in fact quite shitty. But
All that being said, be on alert. we don't know what could happen here.
So what's the good news?
The good news is there are a number of tunnels for you to access this caldera.
And actually, we found a couple that have been collapsed. Nobody seems to be guarding. The others are more heavily guarded. So, from what we found, there are, and he kind of thinks for a moment and counts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 entrances. Of them, 4 are heavily used. 1 seems to be more of a place where goods are brought in and out, kind of like a supply. And the last was forced by a cave-in, but the rest of us were able to get some work done on it before we were eventually taken in. The majority of us slaughtered by some of the dragons in the area. We made it out, thanks to Georgina's quick thinking.
Yeah, and my quick thinking has made us get back here in time. So, we're the only 3 left of a 20-strong group. They, for all intents and purposes, don't know that it's sort of an unguarded location or sort of like. But they believe it's caved in, is what I'm saying. But we've carved out enough for like somebody to disguise, how we work, and kind of get folks in the back way. They're arranged all around the caldera, although mostly on the north and southeast side. Right, so northernmost and southeasternmost. 3 of the 6 are on the northern side, splayed out in sort of equal rungs. They allow people in and out, and they're pretty heavily guarded. Most of the sort of guard drake beasties and the standard sort of like fanatics and things like that. On the southeast side, though, that's where the big guns are kept. So on the cave-in is flanked by 2 active entryways within the caldera and tunnels. Outside of that, we were not able to find any sort of penetration or way to breach through the caldera walls itself. They extend about 600 feet in height and nigh unclimbable, given they were made by lava. All that to say, the central location has collapsed. It is about 600 feet from either side from the other 2 tunnel entrances on the southeastern side. The guards there range between demon-like entities, large, big wings. There was one who looked kind of like an ape with blue skin.
Yeah, we follow.
The other one just had a whole host of what looked like young dragons and perhaps one of the older ones. It seems like that's their way in and out most normally.
So we go to the caved in, we go through.
I mean, if you want to, it's a big risk, with big guns down there, but, well.
Yep. Hurts their forces too, so that's
the
what
way.
we're doing. Cool.
You want to lead the way?
Well, I gotta get we can't go just yet.
Well, one of you 3. You know the way.
And you see this, Abin kind of looks up.
We can tell you and draw on a map if you want to. Do you need a guide?
I mean, a guide would be great.
Looking at him, you just kind of see this very timid individual.
I'm ignoring his timidness.
Can we eat something?
Yeah, he has to go grab something.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have that yet, Alan.
I'm going to put it in your inventory. I think I've got it here.
Cool, thanks. Are you going to give me the ring of...
Poison resistance.
Cool.
I will remove it.
I will look it up.
Use the Googleizer.
The D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
Oh, that'll work too.
So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to put the ring on and... attune
It is in
to
your
it.
inventory, my friend.
Okay. And then I'll just spend the 30 minutes attuning to the ring of poison resistance
You got it.
while I wait.
Are you putting mine in?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find it. It might not have saved, and if it didn't, I'm sad, but I can build it real
Take
quick.
the good, you
Okay.
take the bad, you take the both, and there you have.
I hope you enjoy that
Ooh.
scale, friend.
Wow. This one's purple. I'll go ahead and put the scale in too.
You got it. And you see an icy film splay out over the edges of the bow.
Do I know the command word?
You do. As it enters, you hear a low growl in the back of your head from the familiar voice, and from it says, Kirnok. Kirnok. which is freeze in Draconic.
Yay, I have 3 things that I can do.
Huzzah!
Still DC 15?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't know if I had the whole set, if it went up a
That
little
DC
bit.
unfortunately does not scale.
Even though it's from a scale.
I have 3 of them.
Wow.
Still 15. I mean, it's not the best, but
It's not the worst.
you're right. You said Kirnok?
Kirnok. So I'm going to rebuild this item really quickly, guys, and we'll be good to go. In the meantime, anything you all would like to do or look around or
I'm just
discuss
waiting.
amongst yourselves?
I'm just waiting.
So we go in, we fight the big baddies first, which opens up that path. We tell the others which path to take. Easy.
Yeah.
We go in, we kill the goddess, and we move on.
Yeah. We got that plan.
It's a good plan. Best plan. Huge
Best
plan.
plan ever.
I got the best plan.
I got the best plan.
We got the best plans. Huge. Huge plans.
Huge plans.
Got big plans.
Don't even worry about the plans. They're the best plans.
I know the best people that have made the best plan.
Okay, so I will say now that I've got this here, what happens next is, or what would happen at this point rather, is Laerol would exit the tent just gonna, well, I suppose you've been looking for this while you all are waiting. Well, all right. And she produces from her pack this small-looking pearl, and it's radiant in energy. And as she passes to you, I'm not quite sure what it does, honestly. All I know is it was quite powerful. It seemed to deny my ability to look into its. You know, being a wizard and trained, that at times some items decide to reject their true nature through the identify spell. So this is one of those items. So I'm not sure if it fits within your loot, but... And she, as you take it and press it in... There you go. It is in your inventory now as you... It sets in place, and it takes on a... white sheen.
It fits.
It does indeed. Well, I believe you've completed loot. That's quite odd.
That's. I've been waiting for that.
Absolutely. So, enjoy, I suppose.
Thank you so much. That I'm completionist at heart and was not okay missing the one thing before the big battle.
Absolutely. As you all, do you make your way back to the tent?
Yeah.
So I would say this: as you make your way back to the tent, please give me a perception check.
Did you get a platinum trophy?
Yes.
Sort of. 17.
17. As you look around, you see some faint shimmering in the air around you, which seems odd, given the nature of the vicinity and the moonlight that's splayed out in the open air. As you make your way back towards the large opening in the center of camp, there seem to be more and more of these shimmers just kind of existing in the vicinity as you watch Tiberon and Balasar kind of step out and Boris step out of the tent.
Are we talking shimmering like
You can give me an Arcana check if you'd like.
to 14?
14.
Like magnificent mansion, ethereal shimmer?
I would say with that roll and with that intent, it does look like it's opening up, like it'd be a magnificent mansion sort of appearance. As you tend to complete the spell, that type of rift in the air exists prior to any sort of opening. And as the rest of the individuals exit the encampment, they begin to make their way, the 3 individuals towards the camp, towards the mess, and the rest of the remaining Lord's Council all back to their individual tents. You hear kind of muttering as they leave, with Laerol meeting Dathana and saying, "We should go check on the dragons." And you hear them both disappear and kind of apparate out of existence, casting some conjuration spells, teleporting themselves away, with the remaining individuals moving towards their forces to relay the message for the day's activity. You now find yourself seated in the center of this empty tent, the large open table within this open expanse.
Draghorn still sounding every hour.
Every hour.
Should we go do this?
Do you want to eat one last good meal first?
Meh.
Okay. I'm ready.
How about just a crust of bread?
We'll eat afterwards.
I like that idea. Is there a map on the table?
There is indeed.
I pull out an arrow, and I put it right into the middle of the caldera.
Okay, you do so. As you into the center of the tent, there's this massive wind that seems to whip over the vicinity. And as it does, Fleetfoot and Balasar and Boris, as you're seated outside the location, you hear this through the sky, and it repeats 3 or 4 times.
Should have told you about the rifts in the sky.
And from each of these strange openings into this pitch black void, you see these entities and individuals kind of settle in the ground. I'm going to need everybody to please roll initiative for me.
Oh, there's baddies? I was trying to do a really cool, like, MSG moment, but...
Now they're going to think you summoned
They
them.
had other mine. These are mine.
Didn't think we were going to have actual combat tonight.
I had hoped.
Guys, he's pulling out 17 dragons.
Spoiler alert, Tiamat's already here.
Tiamat appears.
Right? Be some shit.
I mean, at least we're ready. Oh, I completed my loot.
I completed my bow.
I still
that all
haven't
of them?
completed my sword.
I only get 3.
Yeah, it's so fancy.
You can swing your sword 9 times in a round.
No, I figured out I can't.
It specifically says only once per round.
It's close though.
You can swing your sword like 5 times a round. That's still a lot.
Yeah.
We're not going to have many long rests between now and...
I think we get our last long rest after this. We should.
So what's a long rest?
Because I'm going to be shooting spells like nobody's business.
Depends on what we see, yeah.
Okay, so let me set the scene for you. As these rifts tear open around the tents in the vicinity, you hear and witness screams erupting from the other portions of the encampment. As you do, the sounds of battle continue to ring and start to meet your ears. During that time, you hear the shouts of individuals jumping for their blades and trying to get involved and start engaging with these entities as they step through. And you notice these many strange tentacled worm-like beasts that kind of... their purplish skin and flesh ending with a strange opening of long tethers that tend to ring out and look surprisingly menacing, along with a large individual that steps out, giving off naught but shadow, long horns extending from its head, standing significantly higher above you. Overly long limbs and legs, ending with clawed talons. The entirety of it is black, seemingly giving off a void-like shadow.
This is a devil.
Perception check, really quickly.
Or a fiend, I guess. 13?
Oh, there he is.
It's a fucking Baylor.
You just showed us that. How dare you?
You don't know, actually. You don't know what this is.
You've
or
had this
what-
thing on the fucking desk for like 3 weeks.
Just staring at us.
Just staring at us?
Yeah.
He
I
picked it
hate
up and was
you.
like, look, I finished it today.
Hey, look, I'm putting this in my one shot.
Foreshadowing.
Lying sack of shit.
Okay,
And I love you, Alan.
I know. Guys, I'm
Now
so
I
excited to
get
bust these out.
I'm excited for them to be busted out.
Let me get the page open to the right. I'm a bad DM, everybody at home. It's been 2 weeks since I've DM'd on a podcast.
Oh, these things pop up too?
Yes, those are the and those are only the ones that are around you in this vicinity. The rest, you hear the sounds of battle happening throughout the location, as if you are given to understand that the rest of the camp has suddenly become enraged in this sort of engaged rather in this sort of combat.
I did not see this coming. Full disclosure.
And he opens up to page 180. Okay, so I need initiative rolls. So 25 to 20. Let's roll for Boris. Boris is a 20-fucking-8. Okay. Jesus Christ.
I actually rolled low.
I didn't roll too well.
Okay, so let's roll for these guys. Ba-bum.
Awful.
Not great.
25 to 20. Okay. Okay. 20 to 15?
15.
Okay.
16.
Oh.
16.
Ooh.
All right, we didn't roll that bad.
Tybron, what's your dex?
20.
What's your dex bonus?
5.
Balasar, what's your dex? Okay, Balasar, you'll be going after Tybron. Fleetfoot, you're at 15?
Yeah.
And that is all of you guys, and then these individuals. Okay, so I've waited so long to do this.
TPK. Greg's not here. What do they provide?
Figures?
What figures?
Oh,
your big
your
one?
big-
Tall guy?
guy?
It should be right here.
You're big one.
All right.
What do you need that for?
So, top of the round. Boris
First
is
action.
up. Boris is going to get his ass out of there because what he does is shoot shit. So that's what he's going to do.
And do flips and shit.
He's going to look and take in the vicinity. Bonus action hex the big fucker.
We don't have any of the.
He wouldn't know. Bonus action to hex. As he goes to hex, the energy wraps around it and seems to become one with the individual. You're not necessarily sure what that means, but it seems to be absorbed.
All right. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
okay.
He's then going to. Actually, no, run back this way towards the house, away from everything, and actually inside where you have a vantage point and take a shot. Boris is going to take his shots at the guy. So, first attack, he says 3. That'll hit. That'll hit. And that'll hit. All 3 will hit. So, he's 3d10 plus his modifier, which is D10 plus 6. So 3d10 plus 6. So the first shots ring out at the big guy. That's 4. So 10. 10. And 10. I rolled 3 4s in a row. I don't know what that type of RNG math is. So 30 points of damage as he... You hear Vera ring out coming from the tent itself. It slams into the entity and it's just going to... And he just... And you notice that the hex and necrotic damage does not take whatsoever.
So what's on the wing?
That was the hex, so just to
Oh.
denote that the hex exists and is out there. Next up is actually the entity's turn as it kind of begins walking forward. Everybody... Yep. I need a con save from everyone.
I'm proficient in these now. Yeah.
24.
Success.
24.
Success.
18?
Failure.
Damn it.
Boris rolls. A 14 plus his con modifier for 22. That just succeeds. Okay, so everyone who... so the person who fails, you take... That's Fleetfoot. You take 14 points of... No. Yes, 14 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And... Yep, that's what you do. 14 points of necrotic damage, and you get the feeling that his focus kind of trains in on you for a moment, and he looks at you and will lift up a finger and point at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm not too great at those either. Natural 20 for a 21.
Good deal, good deal. I'm very, very happy for you. There we go. Okay. So you take 4d12 halved.
This is a separate.
That's 13. Ooh. 24, 29 points of necrotic damage halved to 14. As you take the necrotic damage, just this fear almost instills in the back of your mind. Actually, no. Yes, no, that is half, and you are not frightened. You are able to just shrug off the fear. And you are, will be the end of that entity's turn as it just kind of, the shadow emanating off of it as it continues to just engage in the region. Tybron, you're up.
Okay. So the command words for my bow are those free actions? Or those?
They are considered free actions.
Okay. So I will go ahead and I'll shout towards this entity before I turn and run. I'll just kind of pull the bow up and shout Kerlok.
Okay.
So I need the entity to make a DC 15 Constitution save.
That is a 9 plus 13 for 22.
It's worth a try. Okay, worth a try.
It
So then I'll...
looks over at you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll run on the other side of the house. As a bonus action, I'll cast Hunter's Mark.
You got it. It is so marked. You feel the magic take around it.
All right, and then I'm going to go 2 shots, both with Sharpshooter,
Okay.
towards the bad guy.
The big guy.
Yes.
Balasar, I cannot wait for you to meet the other ones.
I'm trying to figure out...
What do you got for me?
I'm not using my magic arrow, so I'm just trying to get my modifier correct. So the modifier is your...
It'll be so it's a +1, so just subtract one of the ones from your damage and to hit.
Yeah, I was just making sure I did the math right and had it actually in there. So it's your dex bonus plus
Proficiency modifier, I think.
into your...
Yep. Dex and proficiency mod.
Well, that's to attack, but the actual bonus, it's dex, and then it's a +2 weapon, so that's 5 plus 7.
Yep.
And then plus my braces of archery, so that should just be a +9,
Yep.
correct?
+9 to damage.
So I had marked it as magic arrows.
You got it.
Because I'm not using the magic arrows.
You got it.
So 2 attacks, both with sharpshooter.
Okay. Hit me.
First attack is a 32 minus 5, so that's 27.
That'll hit.
Second attack, 23 minus 5 is 18.
18 will hit as well.
Okay, perfect. Hasn't been hit yet, right?
The big guy? Yeah, he has. Boris hit him for 30.
Okay, cool. So...
Additional D8.
Cool. And a D6.
Ooh, nice.
Alright, so...
It's a good D4.
It is a good D4. The other one wasn't that good. So that's 13, 19, 19 minus 27 plus 10. 37 points of piercing damage.
It slams into it, and you notice that it kind of...
And
as it leans forward, you
5
notice
points of cold damage.
You got it. The impact, you notice the cold damage hit and shatter off, having seemingly no effect.
Okay.
You also notice as the arrow slams into it, much like what you saw with Boris's bullets, it pierces, but not necessarily as hard as you expected.
Okay. Other arrows. And then the second attack. It's 10, 19, 29 piercing and 8 cold damage. I rolled 2
You got
d4s
it.
and got 4s on both of them.
As it slams into you, just kind of. Now it has trained its focus away from Fleetfoot onto both you and the general vicinity of Boris as he ducked into this tent.
I'm on the other side of the house too, so.
You got
okay.
it. That be your turn?
Yep.
All right. Balasar, you're up.
Let's see here.
Well, I've been doing that wrong. I'll have to change that next turn. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast a lightning bolt at our big guy right there.
All right.
That's a dex save.
Well, that's a natural 2 plus
I think it hits.
7, so I think it hits.
I think it goes right through.
Yeah, it does. It arcs off into the camp, so this is fun. Lightning arcs around your hands after you watch these arrows and bullets pierce its flesh as its kind of smoke seems to billow out. No, and you notice there, not flesh, smoke. Hardened smoke. Math.
41 points of lightning.
You watch it strike into it and it kind of shrugs it off, having not as much effect as you would have anticipated.
Then I'm going to go ahead and action surge
You got it.
And-
Surge it up. The energy flows into your body.
up here right behind him
You got it.
and cast enlarge on myself.
You got it.
And then hit him with my bonus.
You got it. Hit away. Roll to hit, please.
That one.
You getting so close, the creeping aura that emanates from this entity is off-putting to the point where you feel your own body begin to slowly. You watch yourself start to age and decay as you enter its close proximity. It's unsettling, causing your
Get out
blade
of
to
there.
swing and miss.
Get out of there.
Will that be your turn, Balasar?
That ends my turn.
Fleetfoot, you're up. This
I
faceless, eyeless face just kind of.
am going to snap my fingers
Okay.
as 9 motes of light appear around my head. So that's 8th level Crown of Stars.
That it is.
I can move away without an attack of opportunity. Do the little creatures? Does it look like they? Because he's.
You're
5
not
foot.
sure.
And so I saw Balasar go around behind. Can I see him be affected by it, or is it just a?
You're affected by it. Within the range that you are in, you are affected by it as well.
So the bright light emanates, and which one do I shoot? I'm gonna shoot for the little one with one of my. I'm gonna use my bonus action to shoot one of the motes.
Okay.
So 17 to hit.
17 just hits.
Perfect. So 4d12.
I love them.
Wow. I rolled 3 1s.
Ooh, no.
So that's 11
Oh, no.
points of radiant damage.
Okay. As it, you hear this thing, and this ghostly tentacled centipede-like entity just kind of rise in front of you, just maw open with the numbers of scorching teeth inside.
Ugh, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna risk it.
All right, so he'll take an attack of opportunity. That is a 18 plus a lot for a 20.
Yeah, that hits.
27. All right. You take a lot of damage.
Well, shit.
7. Oh, I rolled really well. 18, 19, 26 points of slashing damage. And. Oh, that's not a d10. I almost didn't roll a d10, guys. And 6 points of necrotic damage. As this teeth sink into your flesh and suck the life essence out of you. It just kind of, you see the ripples across the oily flesh of the entity as you run away, tearing into you.
I'm gonna hang out right behind that mountain then.
You
Because
got
I'm real fucking hurt now.
They're mean, gentlemen.
Did I notice, did the radiant damage affect it
As normal.
as normal?
Okay. You did also notice when it bit into you, there was this almost psychic assault on your mental faculties as well. It was very odd.
That's my thing. Okay.
Yep. Will that be your turn, Fleetfoot?
Yeah.
You got it. It is now their turn.
I don't like the way you said that.
Okay, so I love these. These are my favorite. Okay.
If they're his favorite, we should probably hate them.
Well, I'm about to die, so
Already?
I mean,
Yeah.
me too.
yeah, no,
This one
like a third.
vanishes.
Oh, you already got hit. Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
I got fucked up.
That was one hit too.
Yeah,
Well, you rolled it well.
I got fucked up by the little thing, and I got fucked up. by
Okay,
the big thing.
Balasar, it is going to
failed to
take
save.
its 2 attacks at you.
Okay.
Tybron, 2 attacks at you. Fleetfoot, 2 attacks at you. Here we go, gentlemen. This is the fun part of my evening. First one is a natural 1 for Tybron, so that
For me.
bites on the other side.
Can we give me D100, please?
The next is a 18 plus 7 for 25 to hit.
No. Just kidding. Yeah.
I'll be like, Jesus Christ, when did that happen? So, you take 10, 22, 23 points of slashing damage.
How much?
23 points of slashing damage.
Jesus tits.
Oh, they're fucking
And
rough.
12 points of necrotic damage as it slams into your side. Balasar, the attacks at you are 2 with advantage.
So, TPK.
Yeah.
That is
Correct.
I'm also almost in double digits.
24 to hit. For the first
Here, have some
attack.
Swedish fish.
Hits, okay.
We went through those. No, I need to stop eating them.
The second one is a natural 20, which means fun shit happens. Balasar, what I need for you to do is make a charisma saving throw. I also need for you, yes, and
Can you stop cheating over there?
I also need for you to roll a d6.
You're gonna
So I
need
rolled a
this.
15.
Unfortunately, that just fails. So please roll a d6 for me.
Abominable.
D6.
Fucking was a waste.
What was your D6?
1.
Okay, so you will take, for the first strike that hits, you take, I rolled shit on dice, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of slashing damage, and 6 points of necrotic damage. For the critical hit, you, oh, I rolled a lot better. Oh no. That's 11, 19, 21, 28 times 2 for 56 points of piercing damage. And 6 and 5, 11, 22 points of necrotic damage. You also feel a creeping confusion into your mind,
Not this again.
and you suffer. You are effectively confused for the next round. Fleetfoot. Hopefully I can start rolling my d20s like shit for these because they don't have a lot of plus modifier to their hits. Yeah, it's a 6 for a 15
That misses.
and a 8 for a no, a 6 for a 13 and an 8 for a 15.
Both miss.
Okay. Both of those do
God
not
damn.
hit. Okay. And that is their turn. The other entity blinked out of existence for a bit, so it is currently. You don't know where it is.
Which one? The big one?
No. The one of the tentacly
Oh.
boys.
Stringy boys.
Next up, top of the round is Boris. Boris, shit, is going to look around and, big boy, take his 4 shots at the big guy. First shot is, yeah, that'll hit. Ooh, does that? Yep, because it's plus 13. That hits. That hits. And with the last shot, plus 10 for 17, that hits. So all of his damage hits for the big guy. Boris is out here, guys. 7 plus 6 for 15 for the first hit. 8 plus 6 for 14 for the second hit. 10 plus 6 for 16. So we're at 30, 43, and then the last shot is...
I don't know. I can't keep up anymore.
7 for 15. So
think it kills
55
him.
points of damage. as
Kills
he
him.
Fires the gun and then shit as it. The impact happened, certainly, but it doesn't necessarily look as if it's had the amount of effect that you would anticipate from Boris's shots. You gather that it's not hard to hit this massive entity, but it
Well, fuck you.
it's a sack of hit points. It is now Boris scoots back into the house.
Boopity boop.
And this entity is going to turn to you, Balasar. As it felt your presence behind it, and it is going to take 2 of its innervating. Oh, let's see if its Finger of Death recharges. It doesn't.
Good. It doesn't need to.
Next, 2 attacks at you with advantage for innervating focus. That's a 10 and an 18 plus 12 for 30 to hit for the first one.
Kids.
Second is a natural 1 and a natural 2 for a 14 to hit for the second.
Misses.
Okay, so you take 6, 12, 13, 16 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm assuming a 14 doesn't.
Unfortunately, 14 does not succeed.
Abominable.
Okay.
16.
Please reduce your hit point maximum by 16.
Abominable. Ooh, this is better. 27.
27 succeeds. You will not reduce your hit point maximum by 16. Yet. Okay, that is its turn.
Not abominable.
Tiberon. Let's see. Okay, Tiberon, you're up.
It's second pack of gummies time.
It is second pack of gummies time.
Guys, shit got real.
So this thing
Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks.
This thing in front of me hit me pretty hard. So
You just see this writhing mash of opalescent purple flesh.
ow.
I'm glad I got that extra indomitable.
Since it's sitting right in front of me, I'm gonna shout Plythu.
Yeah.
So it needs to make a DC 15 check, please. Or excuse me, a DC 15 strength saving throw?
Oh, strength.
Yeah.
That's a 9 plus 4 for a 13. It fails.
So it has disadvantage on strength-based attack rolls, strength checks, and strength saving throws for 1 minute.
You got it. Let's mark him.
It can repeat this at the end of each of its turns. So with that, I'm going to run back 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It does get an attack of opportunity with disadvantage.
Oh, please roll another nat 20. So many fun things happen.
No.
I rolled 2 5s.
So it misses.
It misses.
And then I will shoot it with 2 arrows, both with sharpshooter.
You got it.
22.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
This whirly thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
And then 19.
19 also hits.
Perfect. And this one has not been damaged yet, right?
It has not been.
All right, so the first attack. So 1d8 and 2d4. So that's 5, 14. 24 points of piercing damage and 5 points of cold damage.
24 and 5 for 29.
Yep.
The
Second
arrow strikes into it.
second attack with Colossus Slayer
You got it.
is a 28 piercing and 5 cold for 33.
Yep. Both of the arrows slam home, and you see it this roughly humanoid-sized entity looks like it can take a beating, and you see it's still up, but it's now just honed in and pissed at you. Will that be your turn, my friend?
That's a... yeah. I haven't done anything. I haven't taken a bonus action, but I don't think I can.
You got it.
I don't have anything right now.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, Balasar, you are up and you are under the effects of a confusion. I need you to roll a d10 for me, please. After the creature's bite, you have been afflicted with this strange feeling.
10.
10? Okay. You can act and move normally. As the haze, you still feel it in the back of your mind, but you're able to barely fight through it to act as normal.
Thunder Wave. Con saves.
From both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big guy's got a 22. Little guy's got a 19.
They both
have-
succeed.
They have hefty con modifiers, is what you're gathering. As
So they
the wave
both
extends.
13, so 6.
6. Okay, this is the one who took damage, so 100 and a lot. And okay, you also notice that as the thunder strikes into the large entity, it doesn't do as much damage as you think it's going to do.
Action, surge, and attack.
You got it. For those of you at home, there have been multiple damage where I've told you that it is not doing as much damage as you think.
Yeah, but we still have to hit it.
I just want to get away from
No, I'm just saying because
fuckers.
it's mean.
Yeah. I mean, the radiant damage hurts it.
like normal.
No, it hurt the
Math is
tentacle.
hard. 22.
Oh, that's right.
22 to hit?
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I bet it would hurt the big guy. Like,
You might need to focus on him.
a little tied up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to...
Ooh, Balasar, I also needed a con save to start your turn.
Uh, 27.
That is a success. You take 7 points of necrotic damage.
How many gummies
that
have we
from?
eaten tonight? The
From
answer is
being in
many.
its general vicinity.
Not enough.
Okay.
Annihilating aura.
Where are these fucking dragons at?
11,
Where's our help?
13 points of damage
Okay.
for the first attack.
You got it. We'll get to that at the top of the
14.
next round. 14 to hit? 14 just hits. For the big guy? Yeah,
Mhm.
14 just hits.
Fifteen, 16, 18,
18 points of damage. Good on ya.
25,
That'll hit.
Sorry.
18 points of damage.
Nice.
And my bonus action is 22.
22 will hit. Damage, please. Nice, Balasar.
Twenty-three, 25.
25. Okay. As you begin slicing through it, you see the smoke begin to swirl around it, and you look. His attention is now, with no eyes, lidless, looking down at you at the face, just fully focused. You feel this strange, annihilating aura billowing down at you. Okay, is that your turn, my friend?
That ends my turn.
Fleetfoot, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna use a bonus action to shoot one of the next bolts at the little writhy dude in front of me.
All right.
So that. Oh my god. I'm gonna take my chance because I think this hits 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
For the ridey boy.
Is it just half damage then, or does it miss? It just misses.
It
right?
just misses.
Cool. In which case, being so alarmed, which one? I'm gonna cast banishment on it.
What does it say for that?
Hold on, because my D&D Beyond just crashed. I believe it's a charisma save of 19.
Charisma save 19.
Banishment is cruise.
So it's a natural 18 minus 1.
You doing banishment on the little guy?
Yeah, on the one in front of me. So he disappears.
He does.
And it's up to a minute.
Yep, of concentration.
Yep. Okay.
I need to roll
As it for
Hunter's Mark.
oh yeah, to maintain concentration, please
I
do.
think it was at 35, so I need what, at least a
You need a 16.
16 Constitution check, right?
16 or 17 con save.
I rolled a natural 18 plus
Gotcha.
9, so.
You're fine. So it, as it blinks out of existence, you hear this from the other entities that are around, and they just kind of all their focus changing.
And then I'm gonna stay behind the rock.
Behind the big spire
Just-
just sticking out. All right, that is it for your turn. Does it get to make a save for its turns, or is it just a? for
I
banishment
think
for
it's
me?
as long as.
I think it's as long as you maintain concentration too. I just wanted to check. All right, Balasar, the one behind you is going to take 2 attacks. The other one,
For a minute, yeah.
How you doing, Balasar?
Been better. No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's got disadvantage on strength-based attacks, though.
No.
The other one. Not the one you banished.
Oh.
Blinks back into existence. Rolled under
Okay.
his hand.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
All right, so 2 attacks at you, Balasar, first. They are both with advantage. Natural 19. Fuck, so close for a 26 to hit.
Hits.
And then a 15 plus 7 for a 22.
Shield.
The first strike slams into you. You take 3, 6, 9, 17.
Damn, that's fine.
17 plus
Damn,
6
you're fine.
is
Go ahead.
23.
Suck it to me.
23 points
One
of
more
piercing
time.
damage.
Get
And
Get low.
Get low.
12 points of necrotic damage as it slams into your
To
back.
the
The second
windows?
shield of arcane energy slams up and it just slams into the arcane shield that you cast.
You're getting slaughtered.
These guys are mean. The next entity will take its 2 attacks at you, Fleetfoot, with advantage. 14 plus 7 for a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
And garbage. 14.
Misses.
Okay. Oh dear. You take
3 points of damage.
25 points of piercing damage
Jesus Christ.
and 10 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
As it the
I'd
second
like
attack.
to activate my wild magic.
All right,
Because
please
I'm
do.
running out of ideas.
Please do.
Let me pull up the table.
As it bites into you, Fleetfoot, because of your particular connection to the psychic realm of magic and arcane energy, I'm also going to give you a free Arcana check with advantage.
I rolled a 7.
A 7?
Uh-huh.
Let's look at 7, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Flumps. I wish. We should name
I
them.
just need to go ahead. All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Please roll 5d6.
Can I borrow 2d6, please?
Yeah, of course.
No, 1d6.
Just one?
You
5.
can- and please make your dexterity saving throw. They will make theirs.
Oh, did you drop a fireball? No, that's not enough d6.
I think it's actually, no, it's 8d6 for 3rd level.
Third. Yeah, it is. I
You
just
dropped
pulled
it.
up.
You dropped a fireball.
They
then.
I
both
sure did.
failed their
Give me
dex
3 more.
saves.
My dex save 14. My dex is like 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You,
I
ma-
make
you
the
make
save.
the save, so you'll take half damage of this fireball you center on yourself.
4. 7, 13,
Hot
18.
damn.
There's a lot of 5s there.
23, 29, 33, 38.
38. Wow. All right, this one's off the plane of existence.
You're welcome. Glad I could help.
Whew. Wild magic coming through.
So as
really
it
drop a fireball though.
emanates from around you, you're able to tap into you connect with the white diamond, and it flares out this massive fireball as this entities in front of you. They're still very pissed and very honed in at you. Balasar, we've already did your 2 attacks from the Fate Eater, and it is now top of the round. Top of the round, you all hear this. As the Drakhorn sounds, we'll see what that means later on. Boris is up. Boris is going to poke his head out and be, shit. And he's going to look, Balisar, are you okay? And he's going to fire.
Not really.
Don't move.
Don't move! And he's going to fire his 4
Which
shots.
doesn't sound like Arnold's anymore.
True. That's going to hit. That's also going to hit. That's going to hit. I haven't rolled a natural 20 in all these rolls. And that one will also hit. So, let's do some damage. Unfortunately, it's not doing everything he wants it to. So that's 8 damage, 16 damage for 24, plus 9 for 33, plus 13 for 46. As he bonus action, reload his guns, 2 hands. Vira! And he starts firing at this entity. 43 points of damage. The entity looming over you, Balasar, looking very much upset.
Looks fine.
It is getting desperate. It's looking hurt. It is now the entity's turn as Boris is staying inside that, that house. The entity is going to look over at you, point his finger down. Its long, lanky arm, smoke billowing from it, pulls up its head and points down at your enlarged form. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I think that's cocked.
19.
Unfortunately, that's a failure.
That's what's gonna get.
That was cocked. Okay, so 16, 20, 26. You take 26 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to... And you are frightened of this entity until the end of your next turn.
D&D Beyond keeps crashing for me tonight.
Me too.
Alrighty, that is the end of that entity's turn as it's just kind of looking a little bit rough. Tiberon, you're up.
I'm gonna take a 30-foot run towards you, Fleet, on the diagonal. I will pull 1 shot to the one behind Fleet that hit me
You got it.
with sharpshooter.
You got it.
14.
Unfortunately, 14 misses as it flies
Again?
and shatters into the rock by Fleetfoot's face.
Again, that's a 28, 23.
23, that hits.
All right.
Is he still the one behind me?
Yeah, it's the one that's marked right there. The one closest to me.
Oh, between us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 14. 9.
Math is hard.
It's 23. 33 points of piercing, 5 points of cold.
Nice, for 38 in total. As it... Did you do the Colossus Slayer because it's taking damage?
I did.
Good. Anything else you'd like to do bonus action-wise?
I just would like it to die.
You get the feeling that these are easy to hit but very bulky.
Spongy, you might
Yeah.
say.
No, I'm fine.
All right, Balasar, you're up. I need you to roll a d10, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I was trying to.
10.
10. You have your turn as normal, and you feel the effects of the confusion wash away.
25.
You succeed. You take. I love these monsters so much. 12 plus 4 is 16. You take 8 points of necrotic damage just for being in the general vicinity of this entity. As it.
How much?
8 points of necrotic damage.
Lightning bolt.
You got it. It's a dex save. It fails miserably.
It is a dex save.
What do you got? Oh, lots of damage. Lots of damage.
34, 42, 50.
50. As you shoot the lightning energy, how do you want to end that one?
The big guy?
The big guy.
Just a
thank
straight
God.
lightning bolt straight through his chest.
As it around the battlefield, a strange black smoke illuminates and is pervasive as it, from lightning, dissipates into wisps of smoke.
Here, let me go this way so he doesn't.
And then I'm gonna second wind.
I don't like it when you do that.
I bet he comes back to life.
Okay. Second wind. You heal yourself 4.
I'm looking for it. Gosh, math is hard. 23.
23. You got it. Fleetfoot, you're up.
Out of the two, I'm guessing the one between Tibbs and I looks more,
Looks a little bit more hurt, but I mean, he's still kicking.
and the guy, yeah. I'm gonna bonus action
You get
one
an
of my
opportunity
motes.
attack for it if you move your way.
Just
Oh, you spin around it. Got it. What was that?
One of the motes at the guy, this one between us.
You got it.
And 21
21 will hit.
and
Damage time.
4d12. Hopefully better than last time.
That's so many dice.
If I can roll better than I did. That's better. 14, 15, 16, 17 plus 7 is 24.
24.
Yeah, 24.
All right, as it slams into it, you see this. Still trained on you, man.
And then I would like to use my action to.
if he's dead, am I not frightened of him now?
You are not frightened of him since he dies.
Um,
You can remove that condition.
the opalescent pearl of radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So that is an action to use, and you use a bonus action. You're good. Never
Right.
mind.
So I'm
Disregard.
Disregard. which is why I took Crown of Stars to begin with.
Yep.
So play the command chord. That is a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Natural 16 plus 3 for 19.
And the other one.
Oh, yeah. Natural 19 plus 3 for
So they both
22.
make it so 5d8, half 5d8. You get a d.
How many do you need?
Just one. Thank you.
You guys get lots of toys.
16, 27 plus
They're
6.
coming in handy.
27 plus 6 is 30.
33.
So half of that.
for 18. Not 18. Half for 16. Okay. And okay, you got it. As the chord plays in this blast of radiant energy, almost like the holy aura from WoW. I imagine this is like that. Is it? Ting! Arcane explosion, but of radiant light as it shatters around these entities. Anything else you'd
Yeah.
like to do?
That's it. I need to heal, but the amount of healing would be wasted.
Alrighty. This entity here blinks back out of existence because that's how it happens.
That's good for now, at least.
Balasar, the one in front of you is going to take 2 attacks. Fleetfoot, the one in front of you is going to take 2 attacks at you.
If they're strength based, they're with disadvantage.
They are, so that's what I'm rolling with. Fleetfoot, for you, for the first one, is a 14 to hit.
Misses.
That's a 10 to hit, so both of those miss. That is a nice thing there for that on you, Fleet. Balasar, for you, they are straight rolls. That's a 24 to hit.
Shield.
And for the second time tonight, natural 20.
That one, yeah.
I
yes.
apologize ahead of time. I need you to do 2 things for me. First, can you please roll a charisma saving throw?
8.
That is a failure. Could you please roll a d6 for me? Reroll on a 1.
Legendary resistance, and I succeed.
You can. Still roll a d6 for me.
Okay. 5.
5. I need you to... roll a d6 for me.
2.
For the next minute, your dexterity score is reduced by 1.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be permanent.
Now do that 5 more times.
You
Now do
take-
that.
Put another d8 in here. For the crit, you take... I rolled like shit on dice. Nothing more than a 4. 3, 6, 10, 16 times 2, 32 points of piercing damage as it slams into you. The necrotic damage is... Oh god, 13 times 2 for 26. As it... And you feel this entity manipulate your form and fate, and you suddenly feel... somehow less talented in the ways of dexterous movement.
Are you rolling like d20s for damage over there?
No, 5d8.
Fuck me.
Plus 2d10. So, yeehaw. Next up, it's top of the round. Once again, you hear the blasting call of the Dracorn. It's the entities around you begin to shuffle and shuffle around. And you notice all around the battlefield there's another strange shambling as even the beating wings of the draconic allies that you have begin to suffuse the area as you begin to see it and hear it and feel the air displace. Boris is going to stick his head out from the tent once more and seeing the big guy down. Okay. Yeah. He'll say, Fleetwood, don't move. And he's going to take
Oh,
two
back to
shots.
Arnold now.
2 shots at when I sit down I can't do the accent. That first one is a hit with a natural 18. Second one is a 18 after the plus 13s. Third one that'll hit, and fourth one is a natural 1, so that gun jams. He's going to use his bonus action to try to quick fix it, but 3 shots do hit, so 3d10 plus 6, so that's 8 plus 12 for 20 plus 12 again for 32. So 32 points of damage as it slams into that entity in front of you. Boris is going to look around and go, okay. And he's going to try to fix his gun really quickly. Because he realizes this is what he does. Thank God I'm able to fix it. He is able to fix the gun as it kind of gets back in working order. Next up is going to be that entity, so that is not its turn. At initiative count 20, you watch these entities kind of back away a bit. Tybron, you're up.
Has it moved?
I was gonna say back away in terms
Just
of
kind
attack
of-
of opportunity.
Their body language is one of like
Oh.
backing down.
Did my hunter's mark go away?
So it is still on the corpse of the entity. You can still move it.
Okay, so bonus action, I'll move the hunter's mark to the one over by Fleet. And I will first shot attack it with sharpshooter.
All right, you got it. Roll a hit, please.
Like a million.
Is it higher than 16?
It's, yeah.
Yeah, so that
I
hits.
rolled a 17 plus 15.
That'll hit. Minus
So
5.
27.
Barely.
Yeah, just
Scrapes it.
missed it by that much.
By that much.
Ooh, I rolled 2 8s on the d8s.
Nice.
That's
Did you, and you also
16
got it.
and 9 is
25.
25. 35 piercing. Whoa, sorry. I can't math. 16 and 9 is 25. 35 plus 6. 41 points of piercing damage. I rolled a
Nice.
8s on the d8s and a 6 on the d6. That's
Nice.
4 on the 4.
As it's
No.
the entity in
and
front
then
of you.
6 points of cold.
Got the entity in front of you, Fleetwood is like
I rolled 1 for
bleeding and cold, looking really rough, Tybron.
So it's still not dead yet?
Not dead, but it's looking real close.
Fucking die already. Again.
All right, shoot it again.
I missed.
Shoot it
As you exclaim your anger and disgust at this entity not dying, you fire off the arrow and it tends to fly away. Okay. Next up is Balasar. You're up.
I'm going to attack.
All right, attack, my friend.
That's a natural
I
40.
miss.
Okay.
18.
18 will hit. Yes.
Together, right?
This guy looks like he's been untouched, by the way. This one in here.
Because he has been.
He's been untouched. These are legit my favorite monsters in the manual. And it's not even in the manual. It's out. It's my favorite monster that I've ever read in a book.
I will help as soon
These
as
are probably like Pathfinder baddies or something.
20?
20 points of damage. Nice. As it you slice it, and this
21.
strangely armored ghostly form, 21 will hit. You're able to cut through it. It's bulk under there, my friend. Just muscle and bulk.
22 points of damage.
22, you got it.
And bonus action to attack.
You got it.
28.
28, yeah, that'll hit. Ooh, yay, he gets to come back.
$15.
15 points of damage, nice. As you slice into it, it's just taking every hit, and you just see this strange energy that seems to creep out from its open maw. Is that your turn, Balasar? Mm-hmm. All right, Fleetfoot, you're up.
All right, bonus action.
To hit it.
Yup.
By the way, did you make a concentration check when they beat your shit up?
They missed.
Oh yeah, you're right. Since
They
then
both
They
missed.
both
Because
missed.
I did the wild magic and then.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Cool.
You would have to roll the actual worst rolls ever to not kill this thing.
And now that you've said that, 9, 10, 11, 13, 18.
You and as it begins to kind of dissolve, the strange chitinous ghostly skin remains. But that is all that remains.
Okay, now, because that happened. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
You got it.
And then I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on Balasar and myself.
Okie dokie.
So 5d8 plus 5, 10, 18, 22 plus 5, 27 points of healing.
Okay. 27 points. Will that be your turn, Fleetfoot?
Yes.
All right. At the top of the entity's turn, this one blinks back into existence. Here. And that one's there. 2 attacks at Tiburon, 2 attacks at Balasar. For Balasar, it's a natural 2 and a natural 1, as this entity slams into your armor and is unable to make impact.
Yeah, that no hit.
Yeah, none of those hit.
That's good, though. That's a good thing.
What I am going to do is, Steven, if you want to come and look at these rolls, feel free.
Did you roll 2 natural 20s?
I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 18. I'm very sorry.
That's fine.
This I honestly think
It's
this
because you
dice-
enjoy the creatures so much.
This dice is my golden snitch. Thank you, Talos and Jaffe. That's 3 tonight. Holy shit. Okay, so we'll do the 18 first. 18 plus 7 is 25, so yeah. 10, 25, 27 points of piercing damage. And
27.
and 12 points of necrotic damage. Now I would like you to make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
27 and 12 is 39, right?
Yep.
Charisma saving throw?
Charisma saving throw.
10.
Unfortunately, that is a failure. Please roll a d6.
2.
Okay. 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 Yeah, okay, cool. Now the damage.
Good thing you got those healing potions.
2, 5, 7, 5, 10, 17. 17 times 2 is 34 points of piercing damage.
Is this for the crit?
The crit, yeah.
So
34
34.
points of piercing damage and 28 points of necrotic.
Remember when you asked me if I was okay?
And then ran away because you said you were okay?
Yeah, didn't think that he was gonna blink to me. I
And
thought.
used my only 7th level spell slot because you said you were okay.
Do you remember how many points I had?
Yeah.
Subtract 100.
So,
Okay.
Alan just hit me for 100 fucking points.
so
Excuse me, 101.
top of the round, you see these strange tears begin forming behind these entities, and they begin to step into them. So at this point, effectively, they have half cover as they're stepping into these rifts.
Is it stepping away from me?
It is currently stepping like to your adjacent, as it is tear is opened up beside you, and the energy emanating from it is wholly unnatural, and you feel it almost like sucking the essence away.
I was gonna say, do I get an attack of opportunity?
If it leaves your
Okay.
exhibit, you will. But at this point, it is kind of just starting the process of moving, because that it would be their turn. You also hear the Dracorn sound once again, and Boris is like, "Don't move!" He's gonna shoot Tybron over at the one by you. Hits. Gun jams, and uses his bonus action to try to repair it. Which he does, thank God. Okay, so 2 attacks hit, the other one does not. So that is 16 plus 13 for 26. No, 29.
29.
29 on that guy as it slams into his. It's looking kind of rough in front of you, Tiberon. Then Boris is just kind of. We have to reload! And he's gonna sit back there, and next turn he knows what he has to do. God, keeping track of bullets is the worst. Initiative count 20. These entities disappear inside the rifts. For anybody close to them, you get an attack of opportunity.
I will swipe with my bow.
Yes, you will. Balasar, would you like an attack of opportunity?
Sure.
So, how do I do this? Because it's
30.
30? Yeah, that'll hit. So it is going to be plus your ranged attack modifier, right? So plus your attack modifier. Roll d20 plus your attack modifier plus your dex bonus. So yeah,
so
dex bonus.
dex bonus plus proficiency modifier.
Yeah, and since it's considered
21.
it's 1d6
Okay.
damage.
Plus
You want
strength.
damage? Thank you. Plus
Is it
strength.
strength-based
It's
attack,
a
or is it a
dexterous-
fist?
It's a dex.
Okay, so it's
considered a dex
finesse.
weapon.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's nice at least. So I get plus
21, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
5. So I rolled a 23.
That'll hit.
So with d6 plus my dex, so I rolled 10.
Nice. As you both slice into these entities, they get sucked into this strange rift-like void and dissipate. The sounds of battle around you are met with strange confusion as you hear the sound of all around the battlefield, seemingly experiencing the same thing that you have just experienced. And the battlefield at this point falls silent, although around you see the strange black... You know in Stranger Things, the ash from the Upside Down? Imagine this is falling all around you from the remains of the entity that you have slain.
Ow.
Well, there goes leaving tonight.
Yep.
Fuck.
No mansion, by the way.
There's tents.
Wait, what?
I hit him hard, and we still didn't do so hot.
I didn't die.
It's true. I almost did.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Did you see me drop the fireball on myself?
Yeah, don't do that again.
As
That
you
was
all are
fun.
talking, kind of gathered in this vicinity, the strange ash-like dust settling down all of a sudden moves into a small ball that rotates for a moment. That's about 1 foot in diameter sphere across,
Eldritch Blast.
and it explodes in the vicinity. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Even me?
Everybody in the vicinity. Boris succeeds.
26.
26.
I'm
Success.
gonna use a luck point.
You got it.
10.
Failure. I'm sorry.
I rolled the exact same thing. I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
Much better. 29.
29. Thank you. So let's do this because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2 5s in a row.
You all take, who failed, that's 5, 10, 15, 19, 20, 22 points of force damage. For those who succeed, take 11 points
I'm
of
gonna
force
take
damage.
0.
You got it. Use your evasion.
I'm gonna use evasion.
As it...
Oh, well, what the fuck?
And it...
Can
ripples
I
out in the vicinity, tearing these tents to pieces, by the way.
Do I know anything about what that was?
You can make an intelligence check now.
15.
You are entirely unfamiliar with that entity. It is not any sort of fiend that you've seen before. It struck you more as undead. But unlike any undead that you had ever seen from any legend, lore, or story. The other entities with that role are entirely unfamiliar to you as well. You felt off when they bit you. By the way, I need you to roll 3d20.
Me?
Yes. Tybron.
In succession? Am I
Yes,
adding
in
anything or
succession.
just straight?
In succession.
Just straight d20s?
Straight d20.
18,
18, thank you.
16,
Thank you.
10.
10. So as you go to move, since combat has ended for the next 3, what would have been rounds, your walking speed was 18 feet, 16 feet, 10 feet. And that's all you could have moved. And you felt like the threads of the fate that wove around you was manipulated to where you actually could not. You felt traveling the normal distance, but you were unable to move.
We need to see if everyone's okay.
We need to find a cot.
As you all settle in, Atari kind of lands. You notice a number of scratches upon her person, and she kind of shapeshifts back into her elven form, and she goes, "Is everyone okay here?"
The hell was that?
Almost.
I'm not sure. I've never seen any entities like this before. I think this is what the agents were speaking of when they brought their reports. If these are entities from what is the negative plane, I've never contacted them before, and it's strange that they're working in action with the cult. That was not the only one of those that entered. There was a whole host of them throughout the vicinity.
Is everybody else okay?
For the most part, there have been some casualties, but we were able to mitigate because we had left the vicinity and we were surrounding and stationed in different areas. That's why we left so early.
Did I hear the thing about get to the trial earlier? It was like when we were going into the tent and they were all leaving. I thought they said something.
Oh,
about,
they said get out and disperse is essentially what they said to get
Oh.
throughout. Yeah.
I thought they had like a place they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you knew they were coming.
We only assumed. We didn't know for sure. We knew that if they had seen rifts opening, that they would attempt an attack on anything within the vicinity under the influence. We don't know how that far that stretches, but we know that it at least is here, which means that we don't know how frequently they can do it, but we believe the Drakhorn sounding has to do certain blasts, and the Drakhorn takes a great deal of magic to sound. I imagine the magic, and this is only an assumption, to open up this sort of rift takes a great deal, and whatever has happened was an assault. I'm not sure if we can expect another one this evening. I can't imagine any entity of any sort of this power to call and then force a retreat in this manner. I think it was more a show of power than anything else. And you see her kind of wince in pain as you see a lance across her back, and she kind of rubs her hand over it, and there's some mending of flesh. Did you all make it out okay?
Barely.
Well,
We can't leave tonight anymore.
I've assumed as much. We can still get a rest and wake in the morning early and make our way out, but I'm going to ask that you be teleported closer. There's no sense in you walking and exposing yourself to a potential onslaught like this, but if you would prefer not to have that done, I can get an envoy of some sort.
teleport.
I'll take the teleport. We must rest first.
I'll speak with Dathana and Laeral. Rest. We will get a tent set up. We're retreating another few miles. It's only about another 20-minute walk. And then we will rest for the evening. And as you look around, dusk is falling, and as it is, you see some clouds begin to form at the edge of the horizon. At this, Otaria looks around. It would seem that the druids have some semblance of power. We don't know how much they can hold it, though.
That's fair.
Better than nothing.
All right. I don't feel like walking.
I'll meet you at the other camp. I will fly ahead and settle down. And she takes a running leap and becomes a dragon and
Go find our cots.
flies away.
We gotta go to the new camp, don't we?
Oh, we gotta walk there. Let's go.
Fleet, you okay?
Yeah.
Boris?
Yeah. crazy things.
I'll start walking that direction.
Can
Do
we
I
take-
see any more glimmers?
What I would say is give me an investigation check.
13.
Nothing in the immediate vicinity. You kind of go over one of the forms of this strange human-sized tentacled centipede. Very odd entity. Something that even as you rack your brain, unable to make out any sort of tale and legend or lore, but there and at this point hollow, but save the flesh on the exterior.
I want to shoot 3 of my remaining 5 bolts into it.
I will say roll for attacks.
That'd be a natural 1.
In your anger, it slams into the ground beside it.
22
That'll certainly slam into the flesh.
and 30.
It rattles the entity where the flesh kind of dissipates, and you see it's now in chunks on the ground.
And then where the large creature fell, you said that went into dust.
All in dust.
Then just fire the other 2 up into the air.
This radiant energy flies into the air as beacons, almost as fireworks into the sky.
That just pisses me off.
Yeah. Does not bode well.
On to plan B.
Plan B it is.
Guns blazing.
Always.
So, with that, you all walk for about another 20 to 25 minutes to where a secondary, less fortified in terms of structure, but more fortified in terms of barricades being created. Location is set up kind of as a fallback camp already set in place. You all find your measure of cots there, huddling up together as a unit, keeping track of the whereabouts of the individuals, checking in with Dathana and Laeral and the remaining council members, seeing them a little disheveled, but all alive and well. At least as much as it could be. Dathana herself poring over the research, and you hear her muttering things about the negative plane and those specific entities in which they encountered and the impact that they would have upon entering the ethereal plane, or the primaterial plane, rather. It's unable to pick up a lot, but you can tell that she is deep in research. With that, you all fall into what would be considered a fairly restless night's sleep, and that is where we are going to end this evening session.
Oof.
Rough.
Thanks for listening to Natural 20. We meet every Tuesday night to roll dice and try to make it out alive. On behalf of the party, I hope you enjoyed this session.